Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our little impromptu stream tonight. Unfortunately, we had a couple of players who were had some other things going on, just happened to be on this particular weekend, so hey, or this particular week. So hey, figured we might as well do something a little bit different. So if you don't know who we are, my name is Howie. I am the blue collar dungeon master, I guess. But this is the blue collar DM Twitch, Kick, YouTube, whatever stream channel you want to call it. We do a lot of just fun games on here, including our Wild Beyond the Witchlight stream, which usually takes place during this time slot. But today we're going to actually be doing something a little bit different. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Shadowdark a little bit, and a little bit of stuff that Danny, one of our players here, to my, I guess your stage left, screen left, that is here. Danny,
I'm right here.
Yeah. He's over. He's over there. Yeah. Danny, if you don't mind introducing yourself to the class, I guess.
Hello, welcome to my TED Talk. My name is Danny, and yeah, we're going to be talking about Shadowdark today, which is an OSR derived indie game coming from the Arcane Library. They had a wildly successful Kickstarter, and in addition to the Kickstarter that just went off, they've been doing a lot of collaborations with a lot of different content creators, Dungeon Masterpiece being one of them, one of my personal favorites, no offense, Howie. And we've got a really cool game jam going on with them right now that I've been drafting some ideas to kind of come up with some new ideas. Wanted to bounce ideas off of Howie because he's a phenomenal dungeon master, great wealth of information. Check out some of his tutorials in his YouTube channel and keep following Twitch for more information.
Stop doing that.
Well, see, normally I spread the love to all the other players, so like now you're going to get all of the good PR. This is like the Howie show. I'm just a guest. I'm just the info dump.
You're giving me way too much credit. But yes.
So yeah, that's what we're doing here today. We're doing a little bit of an introduction on what the game is and how it's played. And yeah, we're going to be talking about just coming up with new ideas. Thankfully, it is very, very close to Dungeons and Dragons. So any of our returning viewers who are used to our content here, you guys are going to take to it very easily. And it's not hard to attain for new players. It's one of the pitches about why this game has even been built in the first place. So I'm excited to get started.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Because like I said, kind of before we got on, like I have no idea. Danny sent me a bunch of stuff and I had a busy day, so I had no chance to even look at any of it, but I'm excited to learn along with everybody else. If you've never played Shadowdark or anything of, anything outside of the little bubble that we kind of play here in the D&D world. I mean, for crying out loud, I call myself the blue collar dungeon master. I mean, there's definitely more than just dungeon mastering out there. So definitely curious and excited to kind of see where this all, what this is all going to be like. So Danny, we didn't really talk too much about everything that we were going to do today, but I figure since we're going to talk about this particular game, we're gonna have to have some reference material to look at, so I figure why not kind of do that, and let's see if I can get this thing to do exactly what I want it to do. There we go. Now we are on a screen with the actual thing itself. Awesome. Gotta love it. Fantastic. When everything works out. So give me the kind of breakdown. I mean, it seems like to me that there's a lot of very similar kind of threads that we're gonna see in a lot of our other kind of, like, whether it be a 5th edition system or any of other kind of games. It sounds like it's basically kind of a D20 system with some extra dice. Am I wrong there?
It is exactly a D20 system, Howie. So immediately you're going to see some familiar elements here in the actual gameplay. You roll your random number stones, and good things happen when the numbers are high. Beyond that, the details are very simple, and that's what's really a high selling point for this game. Already you can see in the top left-hand corner there, the difficulty class is very similar to Dungeons and Dragons. You've got your normal rating being a DC 12. This is a great time to mention that anybody who is a player, you intuitively know how to be a dungeon master. You just don't realize it yet. So hopefully you can learn along with this program as well.
Yes.
You're spitballing a lot of what you do when you're a dungeon master. In fact, this entire pitch that you see here will in fact be improv. small peek behind the curtain. A lot of it is prepared, but the whole point of this game is that it's going to be very easy to make it up as you go along. It's rules light, it's intuitive. When you do something extreme, it's a high number. When you do something easy, it's a low number. You see some of the basic stats there, and we can keep going right along.
Okay.
Dying is very significant here.
I
Real
was
quick,
gonna say that was something I saw that was a little bit different. We also have morale, and we have it looks like we have focusing on spells. Like before we get too inundated with too many of the kind of rules. At the heart of it.
Well, in that case,
we're gonna. Of it, right? It's at the heart of it. It's a D20 system. At the end.
That's right.
Yeah. So we're rolling dice and all that kind of stuff. And so when we think about that kind of thing, are we dealing with like a bunch of skills like we are in 5th edition, or is it much more streamlined down for us?
It is in fact streamlined down, Howie. When we get to the action economy of this game, you will see that, and all of the credits there to those who helped create this fantastic game, by the way. Absolutely killer crew that worked on this, and they're so involved in the community. Absolutely look them up. The Arcane Library, you will find so much information, test games, demos. Because the Kickstarter was so successful, they made classes on live streams very similar to this, and then published the material. You're going to find a lot out there. To answer your question, Howie, the game takes the complexity of old school gaming, the really crunchy, gritty, like 1 through 3 Dungeons and Dragons, and modernizes it. They take all of the good things out of 5th edition, but they give it just a little bit of chunk to make you feel like you're back in the quote good old days, depending on how you look at it. Really, really intuitive, modern applications that still evoke some of that tension, some of that dark fantasy you can see from this killer artwork. The kind of realm you are going to experience in Shadow Dark. It's perilous. It's dangerous. Death is absolutely a thing. This is not an easy game when you look at the numbers, but it is narratively driven. The kind of people who are playing this are not just tryhards who are looking to beat the game. You're going to get a lot of really great narrative options out of this, and the game doesn't get in your way. It gives you just enough to help you get the players involved, and then everything else you just make up as you go. It's really, really great.
That's awesome. So I imagine, I mean, I saw that like just a cursory glance. It seems like it's kind of, you have your, it's not, what's the best way I can put it? It's set up to be very much akin to being another method that we can utilize to kind of tell our stories, in a way that, sounds like is a little bit more gritty than what we're used to. I mean, D&D and a lot of the other tabletop RPGs can be put into this kind of gritty context, right? Like we can have games that are like, gritty realism, stuff like that. But it sounds like this particular game is kind of set up to be more of a, not slog. That's not the word I'm looking for, because that makes it sound like it's slow and takes a while, but more, decisions matter a little bit more, right? Like inventory management matters a little bit more, making sure that you have enough. I think you said something, torches only last an hour in real game time.
That's actually my favorite mechanic out of this game. It tackles so many tiny little issues from Dungeons and Dragons and simplifies it in one. It's practically a house rule, and it's so defining in Shadow Dark. If you go over to page 7, in fact, you're going to see it, a really simple paragraph on what defines this game. And as you can see, it's all about speed, danger, and simplicity. Now, normally you wouldn't dissociate all 3 of those things at the same time. Right. When you think speed, it's, this game is simple. There's no complexity to it, but there's danger, there's stakes. And then there's also simplicity. It doesn't get in the way. That key paragraph there, torches only lasting an hour of real time. What that does is it keeps your players engaged with the game at all times. You never have those dull moments of 20-minute battles where people are spending so much time debating about what they're going to do next. The timer is ticking. Right. You have to make a decision, and none of the characters have dark vision. Darkness really is a threat in and of itself. You are going to be at a severe disadvantage in the dark. And it's all up to the players about how much they want to press their luck. Do they have enough torches? Have they packed enough? Do they have enough room in their inventory to take the awesome loot that they're going to find in these dungeons? Some of this might sound familiar to you if you've played anything like Darkest Dungeon, and other roguelikes like that. Very similar. Key element here in your next page: actions, movement, and rounds.
Oh, look
You
at that.
don't-
I segue right for you. It's like we rehearsed this beforehand. But I mean, yeah, we totally did. Yeah,
We totally did.
We did that. Yeah, we have the professionalism in this place for sure.
This is where the simplicity comes in, Howie. On your turn, you only have one action. It's great. You literally can only do one thing, and that's okay. What's even better is there's an initiative tracker that carries over beyond just combat. So even though you only have one action, so does everybody else. So it's a really good balance of getting everyone involved in the gameplay without slowing things down too much. And the reason it's not slowed down is because a lot of things that don't need to be focused on get rounded. Look at movement right there. There's no distance in feet, miles, measurements. It's all gone. All you have are simple descriptions: close, near, far. That's it. Super attainable. You know what's going on here. Close is melee. Near is your movement speed. You know, you can move roughly 30 feet. It doesn't matter. Oh, I'm 5 feet away from the really cool thing I want to do. Just do it. It's going to be awesome. And then far is for your ranged attacks up to certain reaches.
So in this particular, if we think about it, so if you were to compare, like, say, combat in this particular case, because we're talking about like actions that we're describing on our turn, like, is there still the flexibility, complexity to be able to, I mean, I guess it does streamline quite a bit of the kind of like the wargaming aspect of something like a Dungeons and Dragons, which I don't think people actually know that, like, D&D is kind of a war game in a weird sense. It's just that it's one unit of one person.
There is so much history that goes into that, Howard. You're absolutely right. Like you said, the war games, they used to be, you would measure armies. You didn't have one character. It wasn't until much later those complex war game mechanics were simplified down to instead of one army, you've got one character who's practically as powerful as an army.
Yeah, in some cases, yes. But then also the ideas of is there, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, so a lot of times, especially in those war games, you have like these big grids and these big, like, sprawling kind of battlefields and stuff like that, where the ambiguity of, like, at least from the standpoint of near, far, close, comes into play. Like, does it have the ability, and is there something innately in it, or is it just kind of like make a call? Like, if I want to be near, or I want to be near, but I want to be behind something, so it's not as easy to get to me. Does that have anywhere to play in this kind of style of a game, or is it a little bit more? Is it a little less, like, spelt out for you, and it's basically kind of up to your interpretation of the flavor of this particular rule set?
The best way I can help describe that, Howie, in a super simple way is if we look at the page right in front of us. In fact, look how much white space there is. Look at all that empty in between the lines you've got as the dungeon master. Yes, I'm waxing a little poetical here, but it's exactly that, Howie. The game is as complex as you want to make it. Yes, you can have battle maps. Yes, you can have all the traipsings of your complex D&D games that you may love, and more power to you. This game has a little bit of something for everyone. For those who want to take a step back from that nitty-gritty, for those of you who want to just have a narrative free flow story of, hey, I'm going to be near, but I will be behind this item. Yes, of course you can do that. Please get creative, explore the space. That's why the initiative tracker is there, because you can summarize your actions. It's not so much of a, oh, you only have one action, what are you going to do? Well, I guess I have to pick up my sword. No. The action out of combat can be anything from I have a serious conversation with the NPC we just met in this dark cavern, to I take a few minutes and I really look for traps. This is my action. My action is look for traps. And now you have all this narrative space to interact in that action.
Nice. That is kind of cool, because it does take away a lot of that, like, especially if you're, if you're a dungeon master, like, if it's game night or whatever like that. Let's say your normal dungeon master can't be there, or maybe there's just kind of, you just have this spur of the moment, like, hey, you guys want to play a game? Let's like let's have like a little fun story. You can create sort of kind of like an improvisational adventure without having to worry about all the extra fluff that comes with needing, whether, you technically don't need maps and minis and all that kind of stuff, but like we've said, the idea of like knowing exactly how far you are away matters in D&D to an extent, even if you are playing Theater of the Mind. So having the system that's kind of built in to be able to do whatever and adapt to whatever you need it to be is really nice.
Absolutely. I speak from experience when I say I have actually introduced this to 3 completely new players, built characters with them in under an hour, and immediately myself impromptu built a dungeon for them to play. There's a lot of tables, there's a lot of resources in the core rulebook itself to help you make it up on the fly, or give yourself 5-10 minutes of preparation. You're ready to go. And everything is so nice and concise that the players that I was with, granted, were all a combination of veteran to super veteran players, took to it like a fish to water. Anyone can learn this game.
Nice. I love that. It's interesting too, because we got like all the character creation. We'll get to that in a second. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I also saw, I think it might have been in the table of contents. That might be why I'm like remembering it. To your point, when you were talking about tables and stuff like that, we've already got
boom, details.
Look at all and what's crazy is like it even gets into the nitty gritty of like random encounter table for the artisan district of a city, the castle district amazing. Of a city. And I imagine if I click on this, we got all kinds of interesting kind of options here. Like,
I promise you, even if you never play a game of Shadowdark in your life, you will get something out of reading this book. You can carry it over to almost any general game. Mm-hmm. You can have it for inspiration for your next story. There's a lot to unpack in just this core rulebook. I think it's like 300 pages, and I swear, you get 1,000 pages of value out of it. It's really, really great.
One thing I also think that's really kind of cool about this book is that they put the weapons and the armor in the front.
Yep, like, it's so nice. So they thought of everything.
You don't have to dig for it in like, well, is it on page 136? Where is it? No, it's on page 2. Which is,
it's right there waiting for, because you need it.
And then same thing, like, oh, how do I come up with a DC? Oh, well, here's your basis. Now, use that to make a decision on, is it hard but not extreme but somewhere in between? Go with 16 or 17. Is it not easy but it's not quite normal? Give it a 10. You know what I mean? Like, and you have that flexibility right there. And
just a couple examples there to tell you, like, on a range of like, hey, a strong current makes it not normal. It's very nice. The writing, design, and layout was all done by Kelsey Dione. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. And she just has a way with words. She can take a very complex concept and whittle it down to 30 words or less. It's a talent that I sorely lack, so apologies to you lovely viewers who have to put up with my babble. But it really is a great way to look at things in the most concise way. It's just enough to give you that spark, and then run with it. Then do whatever you want.
Absolutely. So I'm looking through... Now I'm looking at the characters part, because of course I am. So it looks like I saw that we had an overview that had a bunch of stuff on there, but it looks like there is 4 core classes, which harkens back to that like kind of old school Renaissance kind of like, there's fighting guy, there's priest cleric-y dude, there's the thief, and the magic user, and that's it.
Uh, I my guilty pleasure when it comes to narratives is I love a good trope. My favorite concept is the idea that Greek theater used the same masks, so a new audience member coming into a story can recognize immediately what they're looking at. Simple tropes and then build the complexity. This just tickles me to my core. Four classes: magic guy, fighter guy. I love that sort of thing. I love those homegrown basics.
Exactly. Pardon me while I'm continuously checking a couple of things to make sure I'm not missing anything in chat. If you do have questions in there, whether it be anything about Shadow Dark or any tabletop RPG, don't worry about sound like there is no dumb question, because I'm gonna ask about 700 dumb questions today, and I'm the guy that's supposed to be the dungeon master on this stream. Yeah, let's talk characters a little bit and see like kind of like what goes into it. Obviously, like it almost makes me, with a name like Shadow Dark, does make me feel that characters are as good as the paper they're written on. But
There is a darkness to the world. There is a lot of survival. Thankfully, and this has been my experience so far, you spend less time looking at your character sheet in this game than almost any other that I've played. Not exclusively, but almost any. As you can see, some of the complex concepts that would take pages of detail in D&D, which, for the record, let's be real, who actually reads Dungeons and Dragons rulebooks if you're not a professional? It's almost like an oral tradition at this point. You just kind of talk about it. Nobody reads the book anymore. But look at how simple this is. Literally attacks. It's one sentence. Sorry, it's two sentences. My bad. Two whole sentences for attacks. Maybe two sentences for AC. It's for anybody who doesn't know, not to assume that everyone here watching this knows what I'm talking about here, but armor class. It's a type of difficulty class that shows how hard it is to hit you. When we really get down to Dungeons and Dragons, that's all it is. It tries to make it a big thing. It's like, oh, it covers your armor, your dexterity, your quickness, your wit, your whatever. Guys, it's a number, and you gotta roll it to hit.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do with it after that, by all means, make it complex,
Yeah.
make it dramatic.
If you
play
want,
your game.
If you want to be a guy in plate armor doing backflips to get out of the way and you never actually get your armor touched, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to be a guy who's just so yoked that when people hit him, their sword bounces off of his flesh and it doesn't hurt, you can do that too. But yeah, like that idea of armor class, it's a number. It's a number that just shows like how cool you are at avoiding damage. That's it.
This is the sort of thing that once you show new players and veteran players, to be honest, sometimes they just need a reality check. You realize how attainable these games can be. Everyone can do it. Just go up one more, because we were talking about survival, and I'm not going to get into too many things here, but I think a key point here is gear. This is another one of the drastic changes that both simplifies and complexities, there's a verb in there somewhere, the game. Instead of tracking encumbrance by weight, because let's be real, who knows the weight of a bag of holding, you have gear slots. You have 10 plus your strength. There you go. Super simple, and almost every item in this game takes up a gear, up to and including what you are holding and what you are wearing. There and there you go. So now you've simplified inventory, but you've also given it a little pizzazz, where now it matters. Now you only have 10 slots to carry your weapons, your survival gear, whatever you loot along the way. What are you willing to bring? I like that. I like that a lot, and it's one of the key focal points of Shadow Dark that I think, honestly, I might even carry into my Dungeons and Dragons campaign next time I run it.
Yeah, because I find that, like, I mean, equipment slots is an interesting concept, because the one thing that like you've said, the thing that always comes to mind is like, well, how do you carry all the stuff that you're trying to carry, and where does it all go?
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, and and then do you ignore coin weight? Because sometimes you'll find like, 100 platinum pieces. That's easy to carry, but you know what's really hard to carry? 1,000 gold pieces all at once.
Oh
it's,
yeah.
it's not like it's in a nice, easy little tiny bag. It's like like your Professor Moneybags rolling around with a Santa sack full of gold, and you're trying to escape carry that and fight things at the same time in the dungeon. It's kind of like this weird. That's why a lot of, especially in D&D, a lot of dungeon masters just give out bags of holding like they're candy, just so they
Oh
don't
yeah.
have to deal with it. But if you want that complexity, if you want that like kind of survivally, I would even call it survival horror aspect to your game, like, you know, having that kind of like system is something that would be interesting to kind of port over, where you can only carry so much. Those explorers packs and those things, yeah, that's probably all you can really carry on you besides your weapon and your armor, and that's about it. And maybe a couple small little like tchotchkes or like your ring of protection or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be like, you know, exceptions to that, but at the same time, like, you know, you could even get into the nitty gritty of, say, like a Baldur's Gate, where they have or a Pathfinder where it's like, yeah, you can wear a ring on your finger. It doesn't count towards an equipment slot over there in your backpack because it's a ring on your finger. But if you think you're going to carry 3 bastard swords, good luck.
You've got another thing coming.
Yeah, you can have one. You have one on your back. And you could say, like, and I actually don't even know if this is true, but now I'm almost kind of thinking, now I got to go back up to equipment. Do certain items have different properties?
So glad you asked.
Look at that.
Look at that key property right there. Look at that bastard sword taking up 2 gear slots when you only have 10, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, so carrying 3 bastard swords greatly limits your ability to do stuff.
It's so simple. Two simple words, 2 slots, and now all of a sudden you've got a decision to make. Is the bastard sword worth 2 slots, or are you going to make do with a lighter weapon? Are you a heavy hitter? Is this the sort of thing you love to do? That 1d12 is going to cost you, great sword. It takes 2 hands and 2 slots. You're going to have to deal with that. In my experience, so many of my characters in my campaigns, the paladins are looking like the Doom guy, where they've got just spears and big swords and weapons and cannons, and they're just all packed all over the place. And then I, in a straight face, have to explain to them why they can't just lug out the dragon's hoard because they can't carry it. In point of fact, in this game, even gold has a weight. A certain amount of coins will equal 1 slot. How you decide to handle that is up to you, the player. That's another thing I love about this game, Howie. I love how much onus it puts. Let me rephrase that. How much gameplay it puts in the player's control without putting too much onus on them. They're not responsible for tracking the setting, the environment, all the different things a dungeon master should do, but it does give them the ability to track their own inventory, manage their own resources in a way that matters, truly matters. I love that.
Yeah. Well, and it just makes it more realistic too, to a certain extent. And I'm sure that, like, you know, and there's plenty of ways you can monkey with this too. Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm already thinking about, like, if you had bags of holding. Yeah, a bag of holding takes up 1 slot, but it gives you 5 more slots or something like that. If you wanted to be a pack rat or something, like, there's a lot of ways I can see it working. To, like, there's ways that your character can have like these kind of interactions with the system to, like, certain things that you might want to really be good at. Like, you might be the pack rat, or you might be the person who's, I don't know, I'm spinning a little bit. I also need to drink more water.
You've got a very good point, though. I mean, porters, that is an actual job in medieval times where you were paid to lug stuff around. Maybe you have a character like that. Maybe you're the guy. Maybe you're the armorer or the quartermaster. Because you're just happen to be the biggest guy, you hold everybody's stuff.
I was gonna say, or the Patsy from Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Come, Patsy.
Yeah, you can have him clumping over. You know what? I'm writing that down, Howie. I'm writing down a magic item. I want the coconuts of horse, or the horse of coconut. I'm gonna play around with those wordings, but maybe that item will increase your storage capacity. I say that super loosely because massive caveat here. And this is one of the few things that the book does go over, is that there are some key points that if you start playing around with those stats, you begin to compromise the integrity of the game. Yeah, none of the characters have dark vision. Darkness matters. Giving people sources of light is a significant thing. Same thing with gear slots. And I made this mistake in my very first session, Howie. I kid you not. One of my players, he's got a perfect mind for taking an inch and MacGyvering it into a mile. He's very, very coy about it. He's like, hey, so I want to find a leather worker. Oh, yeah, of course there's a leather worker. That's no big deal. Yeah, I want him to make me a belt. Yeah, of course he can make a belt. Cool, I want him to sew some pouches into the belt for my vials because he wanted to be an alchemist character. And I'm like, I guess you can do that because you want to be able to store all these like even the vials take a gear slot, Howie. And I was like, sure. And I rolled a d6, got a 3, and I said, it holds up to 3 vials in 1 gear slot. And immediately my balancing dungeon master brain was screaming at myself, why did you say that out loud? Don't give him gear slots. We've only been playing for half an hour.
Stick foot in mouth.
There was no coming back from that. But yeah, that is a dangerous concept, is messing with just a couple of the factors in this game in particular. If you wanted to continue appreciating the old school survival elements, you don't want to mess with it too much. But like every other tabletop game out there, Howie, the players are in control. The dungeon masters are in control. Do whatever. The rules are a guideline. It's the pirate's code.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that would be something almost that I could see working out very well, and say porting the inventory system from here over into another game, and having that little bit of flexibility to be like if you have a player who wants to be that alchemist with like 3 vials of alchemist fire and poison on their belt, like, yeah, there might be something that can work within that context where
you have a couple gear slots that are just for pouches, kind of like earlier, Howie, you were saying maybe you have a very specific gear slot for rings of power or some sort of jewelry, something worn that doesn't like justify a gear slot unless it does.
Right.
Excuse me.
Right, exactly. Hell, you could even have fun and be like, all right, everybody gets a backpack. There's 10 gear slots in your backpack. Or there's 7 gear slots in your backpack. You can put one thing in each spot. Where are you putting it? And then having, okay, now I'm just like, the artificer in me is going like, and then you can change the size of those slots so only small items and big items can fit. But no, I think the idea of like, well, if it's really big, it takes up 2, so you have to actually take 2 of the slots and just like pierce through it, or something crazy like that.
My personal favorite example of that was always the Deus Ex games, where the inventory system was a square, and the items took up literal spaces, and you had to like rotate them and like line them up like Tetris. Exactly.
That's awesome.
So it's like, oh, it was so much fun. Hand grenades only took a cube, but like a hand pistol took 2, and a rifle took 4. It was fun.
That's bananas. I love that. Shit. Shoot. I'll do that right once in one of these days.
We're coming through. Hang on a second.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we get 1 S-bomb per episode, right? So one thing I already like is I see level 0 characters. That makes me smile.
Isn't that such a cool idea?
Yeah. I've always thought about doing it in a D&D game. Never really had the opportunity to try it out, but it's nice to see a system that like literally is made to do that.
Yep, you can absolutely start out with a 0 level character or 1st level character, whatever it is, and literally just test run your ideas. I cannot tell you, Howie, how many different characters I've got in my notebooks of like, wouldn't it be so cool to have this multi-class, or wouldn't it be so cool to have a character who focused on this element, and you never get to play it. You never get to test it to see if it would work. Hello, 0 level character. You want to run it? Go for it. If it dies, guess what? This game really emphasizes speedy character creation. As you can see, even in this 1 page, mind you, this is 1 page you're looking at, and it breaks everything down in super simple premise. You die, you make another one. It's not that hard. Honestly, make 4 or 5, have them ready to go. And now anybody who survives at a 0 level character, well, guess what? They pass the academy and they're worth trying further into first and second and third levels.
Right.
Totally worth it. Great way to start out if you're not really ready to dive into talents, alignments, other narratively driven elements that do have mechanical applications, should you choose.
Got it. Cool. And then we get into stats.
Stats.
Yeah. Stats. Basic 3d6, roll it, go. Love it.
Copied and pasted from D&D. You
Yeah.
just have a look at that. Like you know exactly what you're looking at. The only difference is that you don't get +5 modifiers. Sorry, min-max players.
Oh man.
I know.
Interesting. 18 plus, so you could have like a 25. It's still +4, and that's it. But
Yep,
there must be a mechanical reason why that is okay to have, or it would be good to have something even higher than 18. I would imagine if it literally spells it out like you can have higher than an 18.
It's the way the game is written, Howie. There's very little this game tells you cannot do. It sets the limit
I was just
reasonably.
I want to correlate back though. We said that you can carry equal to your strength 10 plus your modifier.
Did it say modifier or did it say you're right? Because if it said number,
that's why I'm going
here
back.
we go. Let's see what this says during that. What was it? That it was
don't
super.
remember where it was.
I think it was in the overview.
10 plus your strength stat.
Hello.
Equal to
there
10,
you go.
10 or your strength stat. So yes.
Yeah, or your strength stat.
There
So
is
yeah,
a,
if
there
you
is
have
a benefit. There is a benefit to having a 25 strength. You can have 25 gear slots.
There you go. We figured it out.
Nice.
We're learning together, everybody.
Yay, that's awesome. If none of your stats are 14 or higher, you may roll a new set of that's nice. Cause I'm one of those people that's gonna roll an 11, a 6, a 9. I'm still good.
I'm so glad you're testing this in real time, because
I rolled a 15, but then another 9 and a 13.
in that demo game that I told you I played, Howie, where I taught my players within an hour how to make character creations, one of them did in fact roll 3 times for his stats. He rolled, 18 dice in a row without getting a 14 or higher.
Wow.
It was bad. It was really painful, but he got there. We finally figured it out.
Well, I mean, it's hard to do. You need at least 2 5s and a 4.
Yep.
Like
it's
or 6 and 2 4s, or you need that sauce, but like that's not
some 5 or 6 have got to kick in.
Yeah. Interesting. And everything seems to work exactly the way you would expect it to. Strength is your ability to do the things. Dexterity, it's your ability to shoot a bow and balance and do all the cool things that rogues do. Constitution is your body's overall ability to resist poisons and damage and health things and breathing. Your I like to say it's how in shape you are.
Yeah, exactly.
How in shape are you, and what is your immune system like? Intelligence.
What
Yeah, sorry,
what's really great about them all, so sorry to interrupt, was just that they really do just matter about the stats. Spoiler alert, multi-classing isn't a thing in this game, so you don't have to sit here and craft your character from the very beginning. You don't have to sit there and go, well, I really need a 13 in wisdom for that 2-level paladin dip halfway through the campaign. None of that here.
That's awesome.
You make your stats the way you want to play them, not how you want to build them.
Right. And then you've got your intelligence to do the things that wizards do. You've got the wisdom to do the things that the priests do. The various kinds of like understanding magic or having a good intuition. And then charisma, just having riz is what they would call it today, but just having that certain je ne sais quoi, that the charisma on command university kind of style of
you watch those too?
a little bit every once in a while. Yeah, it's fun.
They're interesting stuff.
Yes. And then it looks like we have ancestries, which is cool. We got dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
goblin, which I love to see. Um, elf, half orc, like all the things that you would want. Halfling, human, all your stereotypicals, but the best part is that they included goblin and half orc, which I like to see.
Yep.
Which
They put in some nice flavor.
Yes. And then you've got your classes, which have their own specific things.
Yep.
Looks like we're adding some to our gear slots here again.
Oh yeah.
It looks like weapon mastery gives us some extra stuff. Grit is a thing. You have advantage on checks to overcome an opposing force. Okay, nice.
Each class just has 2 or 3 little defining traits, and this is what I really like about Howie. In addition to multi-classing not being a thing, they really put the emphasis on making these classes matter for who they are. Both in their abilities, like you're noticing here, where fighters just innately get a +1 to attack and damage with the weapon they like. That's what they do. They hit things. Like, lean into it. Really play that up. You're a fighter. Let's go. But moreover, Howie, have a look at the left-hand side there and notice that the proficiencies in D&D terms, weapons and armor, all weapons, all armor, all shields. Guess what, Howie? If you don't have a proficiency in a weapon or armor in your class, you can't use them. Flat out. That's just the built-in mechanic. You want to be the guy swinging a sword? Well, you can't do that and be a magic caster. There is a delineation between classes, so you really get to embody the class as is. You know what I mean? You get to appreciate the flavor of what you are.
Nice. And then I mean, considering that it literally was just one page, does that mean that every time you level up, you're just rolling another hit point die and rolling for another talent?
I think talents are every 2 levels, Howie, but that's exactly right. It's so simple. There is just a one-sheet class. You don't have the 5 to 7 pages you get in Dungeons and Dragons gunning for all these high-level courses in like, oh, I want my 17th level Indomitable 3 as a fighter. Like, we're not worrying about that. Here it is. You got yourself a really nice bell curve generator for talents. If you want to be a little more lenient as a dungeon master, you can let your players choose one. I would use that with caution, as you can see that some are better than others. Which is why it's a bell curve, of course. But they're also super simple stat buffs that are A, easily understandable, and B, are genuine improvements. You know, you're really happy to see it. If you really want to buff your characters up and you want to be a dungeon master who works with your players, we can talk about items. We can talk about new creative ideas. If you want to make your characters super powerful, rock on. It will come at the expense of survival, because the more sure the characters feel about their capabilities, the less danger they may or may not feel. That will be your prerogative as the dungeon master and the players who want to play.
Nice. And I think I'm also seeing that we have our priest here. We have for our first spellcasting class that we're rolling through here. Looks like we have a god to serve who matches deities for your holy symbol. That doesn't take a gear slot, so hey, there you go, playing with that gear slot mechanic. But like you said, this guy can only use these weapons, and that's it. Warhammer,
that's all
mace,
he's got.
Staff, longsword, dagger, club, done. That's really cool.
It's a nice little bridge between the spellcaster and the melee, or rather the mundane fighter. So you get a little bit of blend there, but it's still its own distinct thing. You know, you're a priest. You are some sort of maybe holy avenger. You get a little bit of the spirit. You get a little bit of the fighter. Everything else is up to you, the player, to decide.
Yeah, and it looks like we have that awesome turn undead, but it counts as a spell in this particular case, so you can use it more than once a day, which is nice to see.
I'm so glad you asked about spellcasting, Howie. The book obviously gets into more details later, but just so you have some understanding about how spellcasting works within the confines of Shadow Dark, If you scroll down just a little bit, you will see the spells known by spell tier. Have a look at the levels there. The player level is 1 through 10, and the spell list is 1 through 5. Yes, you are reading that right, Howie. The spells don't go above level 5. You don't have 6, 7, 8, 9 levels. Simplifies the elements. Now, of course, your instinct is, oh, but doesn't that mean there are fewer spells to cast? Like, I feel gypped. I'm not going to be able to do all my crazy spell casting. Guess what, Howie? This is my second favorite mechanic of this game. Instead of having spell slots, which you notice, there are no spell slots.
That's what my
on
instinct
that
was when I saw this table. It's like, oh, this is probably spell slot progression, and then
They are not spell
now I'm
slots,
seeing
they
it's
are
spells
spells
known.
Guess what, Howie? The way spell casting works is that when you want to cast a spell, you roll a spell casting check. If you succeed, you do the spell. You can do that as many times as you want. But
Huh.
guess what, Howie? The first time you fail, number one, the spell doesn't work, and number two, you cannot cast that specific spell for the rest of the day.
Huh. Interesting.
It's a really beautiful, elegant press your luck game that says, hey, you want to go crazy, you want to go spell casting, rock on. But guess what? You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail eventually. Is it gonna be the first time you try to cast that spell? That would suck. But maybe you get like 20 fireballs in a game. Who knows, right, Howie?
Right. That is really interesting. I like that. That is different and cool, and it creates this interesting dynamic where, like, I was running a game just yesterday, and when you get into that, like, oh, you've only got a finite number of times you can cast a certain spell because that's just the way the system works. It's interesting to have more of like you're tapping into, like, you're trying to do all these things and stuff like that, and it seems like to me, from the very least with this particular kind of system, the idea of like you have the ability to cast it until you run out of the kind of like magical force within you to continue to cast it for the rest of the day. Some days you might have more than others, which isn't that how life is? Sometimes you're just in the zone and sometimes you're just not.
It happens. Obviously, there are further mechanics in the spellcasting should you decide to. Critical successes and critical fails are just, they're so elegant in this game. If we want to talk about that in the near future, we absolutely can. But it's such a nice way to reward the player with either reward them with these great critical successes that matter in a way that we'll see shortly, and the critical fails, while they fail, often justify the next narrative step in the story. It's really, really nice.
And then it looks like we have our rogues, who lowest hit die in the game, along with wizards, a D4.
Dies of D4 damage.
Wizards proficient in 0 armor. Thief has some, not many. Along with more restrictions on their abilities to do stuff. Dagger and staff is all wizards got. Like, this all makes a lot of sense. Wizards have a little bit of a spells known by tier to progression compared to compared to priests, but that makes sense. Background is literally a background, which is nice to see. It's not some weird, silly mechanical thing that everybody's trying to figure out which background they should take to get the proficiency that they want. It's just a background, which I love a lot.
Strixhaven is one of my favorite settings, but Gore Ramit, if you go ahead and you try to take a Strixhaven background and we're not playing a Strixhaven campaign, you're out. Those things are busted.
I always kind of laugh at that one, because when somebody ever tries to do that, I'm like, okay, you can take it. But about every 3 months of real time, you have to go back to school and you can't adventure.
You better keep going to school, otherwise you're gonna lose that benefit.
Yeah. Or that's great and all, but you got to go back to school before you can level up. I don't mind it so much, but like, it definitely comes with a certain like, the school's always going to be wanting you to provide donations periodically. There's going to be a lot of alumni weekends that you have to go to. Like,
the alumni council or whatever are always like, so are you coming to this year's Graduation dinner, it's only $75 a plate.
No. uh, and then alignment, it looks like it's exactly what I think it is.
It is. You will notice that there is no good or evil alignment. Um,
hmm.
do with that information as you will. Chaotic, lawful, and neutral really hone in on the deities, number one, and number two, leaves the game open for you to just be a little flexible with your decision making because those dungeons can be really, really pressing on your humanity. Are you going to stoop to evil means? Maybe you're playing a party of villains. It leaves the door open again, as I said, that you get to do as you wish. There's just enough guidance for you to go, come along and see what I've got for you, but do as you please. It's like a sandbox with no borders here. It's more like a beach.
Exactly. That's awesome. And then we've got our little titles and things of that nature.
Which are very much like the backgrounds. It's really kind of beautiful. It's literally just a name you get for whatever level you are in your class. It's a little bit of world building. It's a little bit of a little morsel of reward to the players because you get to kind of go around. Like, my favorite thing about Fable, the Fable video games, was having titles you can buy, like your characters'
Chicken
names.
chaser?
And,
Do you chase chickens?
yeah, chicken chaser.
I never realized why
And
people
so-
were calling me that until like after I beat the game, and I was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to buy a title."
Yeah, if you can change your name, and it's just a nice little bit of flavor. It's so nice that it helps delineate those. Are you a chaotic wizard, living on the edge and just throwing around magic, or are you, maybe part of a wizard order, you being lawful? It helps fuel those creative thoughts, I find.
Excellent. And then we've got all of our languages too here. With a little bit of just a very quick and dirty, like, hey, if they can speak, this is what they speak. Done. Like, rather than
do they
having,
talk? How they sound?
yes. Rather than being like, go look up at specific monster to figure out what language they speak. No, all dragons speak Draconic. Period. all angels speak Celestial. Period.
That's all it's got to be. That's what it's got to be.
Love it. Starting gear. Level 0 characters start with a D4 of the following items, and then characters purchased gear, which we go further down. But I love
This is some
idea.
of the stuff. This is some of the stuff that you can really see the true diehard element of those old school gaming mechanics, Howie. I'm sure you, being a professional dungeon master, have spent ample time looking at the items in the Player's Handbook 5th edition of the caltrops and the rope and the oil flask. And I'm being so sarcastic right now with you because none of those things matter in a lot of the games that most people play. Not all, but most play in 5th edition nowadays.
Only if you're me and you're playing an artificer and you literally spend all of your gold on all of the items on purpose.
Yep.
Because then you're just like, all right, well, as we go to camp first in the night, I'm gonna put caltrops around the perimeter of the camp. And people are like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah, you heard me. Somebody's gonna hit somebody's gonna hit the spiky things on their way in, and they're gonna yell, and it's gonna be great. Or I'm gonna set some snare traps in and around the area in case, like, maybe we can get some dinner, or whatever, and things of that nature. Sorry, I've got like a, when you get a bug bite on your ankle because you're wearing sandals in the summer, it's the worst. I know. Yeah, so I always had like a little soft spot for all of this kind of like mundane gear.
Which is nice why it's still here, I'm not gonna lie. It really is there for the kind of player that likes those sort of minute and mundane details. If you want more information on it, Baron Darab of Dungeon Masterpiece has a great video on the subject about the history of why those items are still there and what they used to be used for, up to and including the small mirror, and how that applies to dungeoneering. Only now, it might. and they take up a gear slot, and you actually get to utilize these items in a more meaningful way.
Want to look around
if
a
you
corner?
Exactly, don't get surprised by the next wandering monster. The pole. Look at the definition of pole: wooden, 10 feet long. There it is. That's it. That's it. Now, obviously, you get to use that pole for all sorts of survival things, if you want. Rations are an important one. You see that. But even though it is important, it's cut and dry. 1 day of food and water for one person.
Rope, hemp, 60 feet long.
It's just enough to give you something to track without overwhelming the player.
Torch, makes light to near, burns for an hour of actual time.
Two sentences.
Lantern, cast light up to a double near distance. Requires oil. Has a shutter to hide light. And I'm sure there's probably a limitation to how long oil can last and everything else. Oil, flask, quantity per gear slot, 1.
If anybody has a background in coding, I'd like to think that the old school Dungeons and Dragons are like Java and C++, and this game is a lot more like Python. It uses so much natural language and lets the players interpret very simple sentences. Has a shutter to close the light. No, you don't need a mechanic for that. It's a shutter. Use it.
And what's nice too here is that they have like a kit. A crawling kit. Uses this. Comes with a backpack and 7 things in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It uses 7 gear slots and it has 7 items already in it. This is probably one of those like, hey, you have 10 slots, right? These 7 are probably good things to start with.
There you go.
And now pick an armor, pick a weapon, and go adventuring.
And you get to go play, and you get to actually play the game. Now, mind you, I don't begrudge anyone who finds character creation part of the game. I do it in video games. I do it in Dungeons and Dragons. I love the theory crafting. This is a game to play.
Interesting too. We have 1 finesse weapon in the entire game. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the dagger.
Properties matter.
It's called the dagger.
It's the finesses weapon.
Yes.
Yep, the weapons matter.
Weapons that you can throw. A dagger or a javelin or a spear.
Yep.
Go figure. The 3 items that are meant to be thrown or can be thrown.
Anybody who looks further into the Dungeons and Dragons community, it will not take you a long time to find all sorts of people trying to homebrew weapons to make them matter in a more meaningful way than 1d6, 1d8, 1d12. This game does it beautifully, I think. You can go through every single weapon there, and each one of them has a pro and a con, and now you have to decide what you want to bring to the table, so to speak.
Yeah. And then I also like how it's just like melee weapon, range weapon, melee or ranged weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. None of this.
There it is. That's.
And I imagine there's I mean, who knows? We'll find out but do we need to have a specific resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and or slashing damage for our monsters? Nope. It's weapon damage. Period.
Yep, it can simply be exactly that. You'll notice that the word. How often have you read the word advantage and disadvantage in this talk so far, Howie? Not a lot. It has come up, but not a lot, right?
Once or twice.
Yep.
That's about it.
It's much harder to come across in this game, and rightfully so. The simplicity of the game speaks for itself. You want to give the players an edge? Knock down a couple of DC, make it a little easier to roll. Don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be.
Ooh, we can roll.
A lot of random generators. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I've had so many ideas just from these tables alone.
Well, hear this. Random first level characters can have a crawling kit, 1 weapon, and leather armor.
Great way to just get up and go, as it were.
Random 0 level characters can have a d4 of the following of these 12.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll a d4 and you rolled a 2. Okay, I roll a 2d12 and that's what I take with me. A 10, which is a grappling hook and a crowbar. I'll be in the back.
Go to town. I'll be hiding in the shadows, making no noise and pretending I don't exist.
Exactly. Lovely. Casting spells, like we said. Magic's fickle, magic's miraculous. Hey, there you go. You can only make so many miracles happen as a priest.
There it is.
Spellcasting check by rolling a d20 plus your intelligence modifier and or your wisdom modifier. DC equals the 10 plus the spell's tier. So, if a spell tier... Critical success. You roll 20, you may double one of the numeric effects. This remains ineffective on a focus spell.
Yep, this is the critical success and failure mechanics that I spoke so highly about before. When you see how simply written the spells are, because they're not pages of material like we've been talking about, they are very simple 1 to 2 sentences, and the idea that you can just very elegantly double any number. You'll see how much versatility that truly has with some of the spells. And the critical failures, again, they will narratively justify something for the player to motivationally chase after. How do you get your spells back?
Wizard spell, you can't cast it until you complete a rest and you have a mishap. Priest spell, you can't, your deity is upset and you can't cast it until you make a penance. And in order to
I do love that. The gods are so fickle.
The gods are so mad they need gold to be happy. Or the horror, you scream uncontrollably.
The leveling up system also harkens back to those old school days, Howie, where the gold you collect directly defines your XP gained. Much in the same way for getting your levels back. Get more gold. It motivates the player in such a beautiful way. Maybe you've had some trouble getting your players to be invested in your story. Maybe you've struggled to have them go to the next step in your very well-crafted campaign. At the end of the day, if you just get them to chase after something tangible, it's a very nice motivator. You say, hey, you want to progress as a character, you want to do the cool things, you got to get the gold. It justifies why these very dangerous dungeons are constantly being tackled by these adventurers. Why are you going in there? For the gold. Sure, you can work some narrative in there, and I highly recommend you do. It's valuable. But at the end of the day, it's also a game. Play into the gamification. Get the gold.
And we
I
have
love El Dorado, in case you're wondering. One of my favorite movies. We find the gold. We take the gold. That's a plan.
Yeah. Now we've got our spells that do a bunch of different things.
Mm-hmm. To anybody who plays a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, some of the stuff will look very familiar to you, with a little bit of simplicity to it. Very straightforward sentences, 2 to 3 sentences, and like I said, anytime you see a number, go ahead and double it. You roll a critical on something like Burning Hands, you get a couple of options there. You could double the damage, you can double what else might be here? In this case, only one example. There's only one source. It's the number. It's the damage. But some of these items, Howie, do have more than one number, like duration. Instead of lasting for 5 rounds, go ahead and make that 10 rounds on a critical success if you'd like. Or the damage. It's your choice.
Interesting. And then I've seen this thing of focus. So is that basically just rolling the casting DC again until you fail every turn and it gets to stay where it is?
If I recall correctly, Howie, the concept of the focus is, I believe, exactly that. You can continue to cast it. I feel like I'm missing a detail on that. To maintain focus, at the start of your turn, you make a spellcasting check as if you were casting that spell again. So yeah, it's
Gotcha.
You basically get to continue to hold it, and it doesn't cost an action, Howie, to cast it again.
Ooh, so you could just keep it up and then cast another spell or do a thing.
Yep. I think there might be a limit. You can only focus on one spell, maybe.
Probably.
But hey, you know what? dungeon masters out there, go ahead and play around with that ability. See how long you can hold these spells, because the spell ends. The spell drops during those spell checks, but you don't lose your casting because the initial cast was successful. So you lose focus, and you're gonna have to cast it again if you want to, but you still got it in your spell inventory, for lack of a better word.
I mean, everything seems very, very, and there's even some little tidbits here on how to do adventuring and crawling through the dungeon and resting and all that kind of fun stuff, which I think is really cool, because then you can do kind of cool things where, you know, if they're in an area that's dangerous, you can have a check to see if there's a random encounter every 3 hours or every 2 or every 1, and that's kind of cool.
In a game that's all about survival, Howie, you're absolutely right. The exploration is just as much a part of the game.
You've been telling me I'm right so many times today, buddy. Don't make my head get too big, all right?
I'm telling you, if I had 3 other players here, we'd be spreading the love. You're the only recipient at the moment.
Awesome. So, we've gotten through 98 pages of me scrolling through this, and my finger's getting tired. But like I said, if you have any questions, it doesn't look like we see any, which is totally fine. We're probably gonna actually get into a little bit of Baldur's Gate, I think. I don't know if you have I don't know if you, Danny, do you have Baldur's Gate, by the way?
I have not partaken in the Baldur's Gate Kool-Aid just yet. I really do need to. I know the full release is coming out August 3rd, I think. It's been all over the gaming news. The more I read about it, the more excited I get to play some. It's definitely on my list. I would be a little terrified right now to try to run Baldur's Gate 3 on my laptop while continuing the stream. So, if we want to play Baldur's Gate 3, absolutely boot that sucker up, and I'll be the peanut gallery with some color commentation.
Excellent.
And judging your suboptimal but narratively satisfying plays.
Oh yes, of course. That's because that's how we do everything here. All right, so I've got to change a couple things in the studio mode here, so give me 1 second, folks. I'm also gonna...
And while Howie does all of that technical jargon, I'm just gonna, get back to telling you guys absolutely play some Shadow Dark. Mad props to everyone involved in that project. Go support them. Go support indie tabletop games. It's the remainder of July, so a lot of content creators out there showing some love to the indie developers out there. Not everything has to be Dungeons and Dragons. Not everything has to be Pathfinder. Great games. Keep playing them if you love them. But there's just a world of gaming out there that will surprise you. That maybe the struggles you've been having in your games have nothing to do with you, the player, you, the dungeon master. You just got to find a game that supports the type of story you want to tell, or the type of game that you want to play, or the kind of fun you want to have with your friends.
Exactly. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and see nothing. Hey, there we go. Baldur's Gate. There it is. So I am gonna turn the audio down on Baldur's Gate a little bit. It's pretty loud, actually. So folks on stream are gonna have to tell me if they're getting their head blown off or not. And then I'm gonna have to increase Danny's volume on Discord just so I can hear him. There we go. All right.
Doesn't sound like it's killing anybody on the stream. At least it's
good. I did
not blowing my eardrums out.
Good, because I did lower it quite a bit in my own ears. And I also lowered it on the capture of the audio. Because it's loud. It's not loud. I'll tell you that much right now. All right, let's see here. Why I'm doing the whole being a good streamer and changing my stream? Oh, okay. Apparently we're just gonna close and crash Chrome. Never mind.
I'm not gonna lie, the little droplet animations happening in the menu of Baldur's Gate, I thought was you swinging your mouse around,
Nope.
getting stuff ready.
Nope, it was not. That is Baldur's Gate doing the amazing things that it does.
So much graphic, so much fidelity. Is this an Unreal Engine game? Do you happen to know? Like, what's the game engine? I'm sorry, we didn't rehearse that question. You're right, I should take that back.
No, I'm just changing. I'm changing like, oh hey Twitch, we're no longer doing Shadow Dark stuff. We're playing Baldur's Gate now. Not Bladder's Gate, Baldur's Gate.
Yes. Please hold steady, chat, as we appease the algorithm and properly label our streams, because otherwise we're going to confuse a lot of people.
Help me, audience.
Hey, if I spend my 26.6 thousand credits or bits or coins or whatever those are called on your stream, Howie, do I get a level up without the rest of the players here?
That doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
That's all right.
There is also an extension I think I can run. I'm trying to remember how to do it though.
We're about to get.
It allows folks to actually do some crazy stuff. I've been told to turn karmic dice off, or at least I've heard of it.
Enable Twitch integration. Hello, audience.
Okay, let's see here. Well, there's like an integration that you can activate on where I'm trying to remember where it would be.
Luma stream extension? That can't be it, right?
No, that's not it. No. I had it on here once. I'm just trying to remember where I put it. My extensions. Here we go. Oh, it's an overlay, and it is active. That's good to know. Just making sure. Trying to. Just trying to like. Oh wait, nope. What? Oh, I don't want it. Whatever. Okay, I think it's working. We'll find out. If it doesn't work, actually, you know what I can do? Let's do this for 1 second.
I do see the companion overlay. It's like there, but I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
So I'm putting in my extension secret.
Quiet. Shh.
Shh. So sneaky.
There will be secrets. We will keep them safe. We swear we're gonna get to Baldur's Gate 3, everyone. Just a moment of your time as we prepare.
All right. Yes, we are doing the Baldur's Gate thing.
Looking good.
Okay. So we haven't done anything. I just wanted to make sure that the Twitch integration was actually going to be functioning.
I think you muted yourself, Howie. Let's try this again.
What? Oh, I muted myself? Oh, I muted myself on your end, not on my end. now you can hear me.
There we go.
Audience can hear me. You couldn't. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I my hotkey to mute Discord is the same as the dash key, and I use the dash key a
Okay.
lot. I could continue, but I don't think anybody's. We're gonna do a new game.
I've always been a big fan of fantasy art. I always think it's like just that perfect balance of like otherworldly vibes.
But so
Like, look at
real
that.
also
Just
too.
these crazy Cthulhu creatures.
So you're gonna tell me if stream can hear, because I
Stream's got music. Ironically, Discord doesn't. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? But
yeah. But can they hear what's happening on the? I assume they can kind of hear what's happening.
I suppose subtitles is going to be a good way to go here. But
Well,
yep,
I can
we're gonna be
also turn it up. So I just did. Sorry, Dan. I have to make you even smaller. I mean, I only made the box smaller, right? And I didn't encroach it on you.
much like this. Ooh, oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Swirly eye is
Oh yeah.
encroaching
Content warning, everybody.
on that optical nerve. The mind flayers are so freaky. Like, it's not just. How many teeth do you need? Eyes don't need to bite. They're squishy.
So many teeth. So many teeth. All right. So.
My favorite part of every RPG.
Character creation stream. This is gonna take forever. Okay. I had an idea of what I want to play in early access, so I have an idea of what I want to play in when it finally comes out, when the game finally comes out. So I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. But
Okay.
yeah, we'll call ourselves Tav for now, because that's like kind of like the Baldur's Gate inside joke kind of thing where everybody's Tav.
Yep.
Let's see.
So many backgrounds.
I know. And of course, a lot of them are like, oh, what background proficiency do you want? Nah.
Well, it's nice that they matter in some way, I suppose, or at least like it's for anybody new to the game, maybe they don't know how much they need animal handling.
Yep.
But they like the idea of being an urchin, and like with that comes animal handling,
Yeah.
and the game kind of does that for you.
So obviously we have an elf barbarian right now, is what this is. But
My instincts are screaming is a bad mix.
yeah, of course. We're definitely gonna go a different direction. So I did pick for my origin as an urchin background because I like the idea of possibly playing either an idea of like a warlock who the reason why they made a deal with the warlock is because their life was so crappy and destitute they wanted an out, and we're gonna go with that. And so they found a sugar daddy. So there's a lot of different ways we can go with that. Tiefling's a good option.
I don't know, with Tiefling it feels like instead of going to like to a mob boss and like making a deal to get out of the slums, you just kind of went to your rich uncle and was like, "Hey, so
That's fair.
I know I'm only a demon on my father's side, but like we're still family, right?"
That's fair. We could also go drow.
I kind of dig it. I kind of like the vibe.
Silverine or Wolf Swarm. Wolf Swarm would be kind of an interesting one. Although I like the inverse of like a Silverine drow that has like Wolf as their sugar mama.
Yeah, you could either lean further into the culture, or you could subvert it by being like, you know what, Lolith, I've got a better deal. I've been thinking long and hard about my future, and you're not in it.
That is also a good choice. Man, let's see. I'm thinking we'll go Seldarine Drow for this one. Why not? Try something different.
All right.
Appearance, the best part.
Oh yeah,
You can also change
spend
your
all day
identity,
here.
which is nice. We'll just go with a man that identifies as a man for today.
Wet.
We have 4
Let's hope
voices
the locals
though.
are friendly.
Hells.
Be wary.
It's opened.
We'll go
I
with
wonder
voice
what's
3.
back there.
We'll go with voice 3. We only
Yeah,
have
do you
4
think
voices.
are these voices actually individually voiced, or are they modulated?
These
Okay.
are all voice acted. And the thing is that I think in early access, this is the early access build. This you only have the choice of 4, but when full release comes out, you're gonna have the opportunity to get like 12, I believe.
So I'm gonna have to
different
call
voice
some.
choices.
I'm gonna have to take off some time at work, Howie. I need a long weekend for this.
I know, right? Let's see.
I need an entire Friday dedicated to character creation,
I know.
and then Saturday I'll play the game.
Exactly. Ooh, I kind of liked.
That previous one I kind of liked actually, but that one's kind of got an Avatar vibe. I'm digging that, but the other one, Head Sick, strikes me as a like Avatar, with some of those facial features.
Let's make him. If I can make him the right shade of blue. I can go all skin. I can go all skin colors. Let's see if I can get the right shade of blue.
Oh, hey, here we go. Let's mix and match.
Here we go.
That's getting there. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's some lighter blues there. What do you think? Wait, what is that? What happened?
Those are not.
That's not blue.
That's not blue at all. Let's go with that
It's
one there.
not the blue you're looking for.
It's Merid. Merid color. So.
Look, I know the game is
color-
fictional, but colors aren't.
I mean, we'll go with the green avatar eyes.
Hmm.
Why not? And then.
The white hair is kind of working for me.
I was gonna go black
It-
and then try to see if we can find a hairstyle that is gonna fit our avatar.
Oh wait, I'm kind of digging the Chris Angel emo. Wait a minute. I'm getting. Oh, there it goes. There's like 2 modes of punk. It's Chris
Yeah.
Angel and Man Bun.
Yeah. I'm hoping we can find some cool braids somewhere.
That's not bad. Now we're kind of getting into that Avatar vibe.
I feel like that was a little too much. But I don't know if we're gonna have another option.
Which is kind of bizarre when you think about it. I mean, almost every fantasy game I've ever seen had at least one of those like uber long braids. You know what I mean? Like
They
down to your
definitely-
feet
They
kind of.
definitely will. Like I said, with it still being early access, like there's still definitely limitations here.
Actually, that looks a little bit like Sigourney Weaver's daughter in Avatar 2. That
Oh,
hairstyle
yeah.
right there.
Yeah. I kind of like that one. It's kind of scraggly.
Oh yeah. the Minnie Mouse Princess Leia vibe, I guess. Big hair, small hair.
Uh,
I kind of dig that look, just especially like the whole Drow Barbarian vibe kind of looked cool
yeah,
there.
exactly. That's like be great for the barbarian if I was making a barbarian, but
We're gonna fix that part later, yeah.
yeah. Oh, have I gone through all the hairs? I did.
Really?
We're just gonna.
How
do
many
the-
were there? Was there a
there's
number
few.
there?
There's a few. I
Alright.
don't mind this one actually.
It's got a nice kind of urchin vibe. It's the sort of thing that you can kind
Yeah.
of imagine, and then like the act of getting it like off the hair, you still have that undercut edge, but then just that practical
Yeah.
get it out of the way.
Exactly. Oh, we can do highlights. What does highlights do?
And this is why we're gonna be here all night.
What are we talking about?
we gotta put on the highlights. What works
we
with this
we
color
gotta
scheme?
intensify the highlights.
Oh,
There's
there
the
we go.
problem.
Get that salt and pepper look, or that You know what that I'm getting Rufio from Hook.
Okay.
Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that with the yellow maybe? I kind of like it. If you made it red, it would very much look like Rufio, but I'm kind of digging the yellow with the blue skin.
I am digging the yellow very much. No grain. Tattoos. Here we go.
For those of you keeping track at home, I do like playing Magic the Gathering, and I'm a Grixis player, blue, black, red, so I would like the color scheme. But the yellow is speaking to me. The yellow definitely works.
See, some great old one tentacles there.
Okay. And you know what? For your warlock background, maybe. That's kind of got a Khajiit vibe.
Yeah, I think I want black tattoos. Although,
Like really emphasize the look.
Yeah, we can fade them out a little bit if we need to later on.
The black is actually going to show on the blue skin, so yeah, I agree with you.
That's a little much.
Not bad. I think I like the subtler tattoos. Like even that is a really nice touch if you wanted to dip into the warlock vibe. Some of the writing there is cool. Dragon, can't go wrong. I think those were those all the options there. Did we pass through them?
I think I liked this one a little bit, but I feel like it needs to be a little bit.
What if you also gave it the same yellow tone as the highlights? What does that do?
We don't get that.
Okay.
We can get white.
And then like what, dim it, I suppose, but that's not what you're looking for, is it? I kind of like it, but it's not popping the way that I think you were looking for.
I think I liked the suggestion that it was there.
Okay. I just want like a whiff of tattoo.
just a little bit of tattoo.
A light airing.
We got makeup to pick too.
Oh man.
So no makeup.
Get the guy liner going. Big on the guy liner.
Yeah, I was kind of like, maybe just leave it at that. What does makeup 8 do? Just the two little dots there?
I guess? Yeah, the shadow works. The heavy shadow. Whoa.
Yeah, let's go with, I think the original one's 7 there. I liked a lot. We could also go crazy and go yellow and...
Yikes.
Yikes. Yeah, that is not what we're looking for there. Let's just go black.
It makes the eyes look way too human for my liking. It's that uncanny valley territory.
Yeah.
Now, it would be kind of nice if, in addition to the makeup, you could also do like a soot or like a dirt kind of thing going on with the urchin, but no harm.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go old one. I've done Fiend a couple of times. And I think old one works with the idea of like, we don't really have a choice to make Lulth, but I feel like, I mean, she's kind of a demon though. I don't know.
She is a great old one. I always thought that was a nice way to give some detail without ham-fisting a particular deity. You know, the great old one. It could really be anything.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get rid of Blade Ward. We're gonna keep Eldritch Blast.
Classic.
I think we're gonna take Minor Illusion.
I'm a sucker for Prestidigitation. It's my favorite spell, but you get some real utility out of the others.
Hex and I'm alright over gonna get this kind of person.
Okay.
Maybe not this one.
I've always wanted Expeditious Retreat to be a little bit better than it is, but Hellish Rebuke is always nice.
Yeah. My plan is to probably mostly use my spell slots for Hex right now. But
Alright then, yeah,
I
then
think-
in that case...
But if we really need, if we need to save our asses, Armor of Agathis, I think we can't go wrong.
Armor, False Life, those sort of defensive spells.
All right, and skills. We get to pick 2 proficiencies.
And we've got the Arcana and Intimidation. I take it those are from the Urchin background, or is that from
Those are
Warlock?
that's from Warlock. From Urchin, we got
Okay.
Sleight of Hand and Stealth. And it looks like Perception probably came from
Drow.
I'm thinking I mean, I like the idea of Intimidation. I'm trying to think.
I'm not a big fan of nature, just generally speaking, but it does make sense for an urchin living off the land, maybe. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Street Urchin, but
Okay.
so we could. I think actually Deception Investigation.
Okay. Like maybe he's the kind of urchin that like really pays attention to his surroundings. Maybe like
Yeah.
the kind of guy you want as an informant.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And then.
Wait, have we not even messed with the abilities yet? This is crazy. Okay.
Nope.
Here we go.
So unfortunately, you can't just like tank everything to give yourself more to give yourself more charisma. But I don't think I want a 12 there.
Starting at a 16 is nice. Starting at a 17 and getting a +1 would be nicer, but what are you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna take advantage of. Well, he doesn't have a really formal education, so let's do that.
Are you dumping strength and minimizing intelligence?
Yeah, I took 10 intelligence wisdom to pump.
Okay.
Actually, can I pump? No, I can't. I could get 2 15s in Dex or Con, but I might as well, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just make Dex 16 and then take an ASI to get Con.
But if you take, what about half stats? What about half?
I can give
or
myself
half...
2 half stats, but I give myself Dexterity and Con as both 15s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because then when you level up, you just go ahead and get yourself like a +1 with a cool little feat.
Well, I have a random
Like
point
Tough.
I need to have a random point I need to allocate. the
Does
problem.
Tough give a +1 in Constitution? No, I don't think it
just
does.
gives hit points.
Right.
If anything, you want your half.
This has always been an issue, and I say issue loosely because it does foster creativity, but you got to have an odd number somewhere in D&D character creation. There's like no other way to do it.
Yeah, it's either that or I invest it and make it a 16 charisma dex, 14 con, 10 intelligence wisdom, and then strength.
What if you do 9 intelligence? I mean, I know that's kind of like 2 dump stats, but like at least you've got those happy numbers in dexterity con. If it were me, I would take the 2 15s and like rock some half stats later in those.
The heck?
Oh, can you not do 2 15s?
I can't.
I was dexterity of 17. What happened?
I can't do 2 16s. I was trying to see if I can get 2 16s, but I can't. Or 3 16s.
Oh, is that because I think what happens is once you go over 16, each addition costs 2 ability points.
That's correct. Alright, so we're gonna leave intelligence as 10. Yeah, because when I have a 2 left, when I put intelligence or dexterity to 15, then I have 2 points left, and if I dump it into dex, it uses both.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what half feats I have in early access that exists.
That's a good point. I didn't think about the early access elements.
Yeah, we'll
You at
just-
home during its full release can
All right.
feel free to
Ten.
explore that realm,
Who do
but
you dream of at night?
Ooh, who do we dream of at night? This will be fun.
that's a question. Definitely Lilith.
Yeah, did we say we were Seldarine? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely
I
gonna
mean,
be a
I'd like-
Sworn.
I know it's the basic answer, but like, is there anybody else? Are there other answers?
You can go Tiefling. So you have Lolth or Seldarine Sworn. I like the idea of a Lolth Sworn Drow because we're a Seldarine Sworn Drow, and
Where are you?
Where are you?
Where are you?
I didn't know the game was going to open up into a dating simulator this early. Like, who do you dream of? And then literally lets you make who you dream of. Like, a whole second character creation. This is crazy.
well, obviously we
I'm
have
gonna
to
take-
make another Avatar character.
Yep, I'm gonna need a character creation day on Friday, a dream character on Saturday, and then maybe I'll play the game on Steam.
Yeah, right. Hair. Oh, wait.
Blonde is kind of working with the dark skin. Curly hair, interesting, or wavy, I should say.
Yeah.
Kind of got that Great Gatsby 1920s vibe.
But I'm thinking like very similar.
Still keeping with the Avatar theme, like Way of Water.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go Way of Water, the hairstyle just before that kind of felt like, sailors, tossed hair, like just getting out of the water sort of look.
All right. Yeah, we'll go with that. Highlights. Yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm. If the game gives you an option, you must use it.
Yes. Although when I use highlights in this hairstyle, it basically takes
It's an-
over the hairstyle.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna go no.
Oh, tell you what,
highlight.
make the highlights black and make the base something else. Invert it. You know what I
well,
mean?
I don't have yellow as a really as a. Oh, I guess I kind of do. You don't get black as an option. Oh well. I'm not gonna.
All highlight colors. Try that. Click
yeah.
that box.
There we go. So yellow, black.
Oh, gross.
Now it
Oh
just looks
no,
like
what
a
have we
Pittsburgh
done?
Steelers
Oh.
helmet or something. I don't know.
How did we make it worse?
I don't know. No
Oh
gray.
no.
Do we want tattoos?
Are there spider tattoos? Like,
There's a bird tattoo. Oh, that's graying tones. My bad.
some spiders eat birds. Isn't that a thing? That's
Tentacles.
crazy. Oh, the crazy eyes. That's simple. I dig it.
Yeah, I might go with that one. I don't even know where this tattoo is.
It's somewhere, like, where'd it go?
It's on their body somewhere.
Oh, I think that one is the dragon tattoo that sits just past the ear, so your hair is covering it up.
Yeah, I think we go that sword one. Is it, if that's a sword? It looks actually no, it looks like a star.
Yeah, there is a sword on the neck as well for one of the other tattoos, but oh, that's actually kind of cool with the green makeup. Very artsy. A little bit of a Simic style.
There we go. That looks good.
Nice. We
All
did
right,
it.
we got through character creation, ladies and gentlemen. That only took us like 45 minutes.
Hey, anyone who clicked on the very obvious tag, Baldur's Gate 3, they knew what they were signing up for.
That's fair. saying this to Alex, but we gotta party up and make our own like group of just like only adventuring party. Like no, I mean I love the origin characters, but like just having all like us playing.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's part of the reason why I'm definitely going to be looking into getting this game, is just like all that kind of fun we can have there. Oh, what a crash. The vaporization is not what I... Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I see that.
You haven't seen this cutscene, have you?
No, I have not. I am blissfully unaware.
They went way too hard in early access. Which I love them for it. They went so hard.
This game is not out yet, but it does have a AAA Hollywood budget.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, this is what I'm hoping that video games in the future will be. It won't be all about the photorealism, it'll be about the style. Like, you look at this and you're like, okay, obviously this is in quote live action, but guess what? Like, we don't want it to be. We just want it to look awesome.
And this all looks awesome.
It looks amazing. It's the same kind of thing where it's like, you mean to tell me they made a World of Warcraft movie and they didn't just let the game developers make the cutscenes? Like, have you seen World of Warcraft cutscenes? They're amazing.
I know.
They're amazing. I watched some of those and Overwatch and like some of those games like movies. That's all you gotta do is just give us this. She's important?
Yeah, kind of.
Good to know. There we go. Oh. And scene.
Love it. It always makes me so happy to watch that. So eventually we'll be making choices, and if you're on Twitch, you'll be able to vote on like various dialogue options and stuff, which is kind of cool.
It's a great way to get people involved and
Yeah.
playing along with us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the Nine Hells.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Immediately jumping through planes. This is great.
Yeah.
Now see, one of my favorite RPG games of this nature is Kingdoms of Amalur. Really good game if you want to go check it out. R.A. Salvador did a lot of the writing, as well as Todd McFarlane. R.A. Salvador, as you know, writing all the Dritz novels and stuff, so it's right up there. Great cinematic reveal once you make your character. Maybe I was just a naive child enjoying good graphics at the time, but they reveal the face in the cinematic after you make the character, and it shocked me the first time. I was like, wow, this looks incredible! I kind of wish they were able to do that with this cutscene, but I recognize the limitations.
So camera's really kind of nice. You can scroll in and out. You can use the mouse button, like the mouse wheel button, to pivot. You can zoom in and out, like I was telling you, and then you can use WSD with the camera itself.
Get the panning going, right?
Yeah.
Someone else got out.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Oh, that parasite still is like, it's still a thing.
So then I can go bang, vote everyone. I don't know if it's working though.
I haven't a clue whether or not it would work on account of, number one, I'm in moderator view, so I don't know if I get to see the same stuff, but, like,
Right.
even if I did, would I be able to interact
It
from
would be an
this
overlay
thing?
thing.
Yeah, because I'm just not seeing... I think I can control which overlays are actually applicable. I just can't see the actual usage myself, but
That's okay. I'm gonna use 2. Why not roll a check?
hey, oh geez, I thought that was a nat 20. I got excited.
No, I gotta click on it first.
Oh, okay.
That's not
That's you erased the 0. I do like the animation there of the
the dice rolling.
You
yeah,
notice
the
nothing
number one, the
more
dice
meets
rolling, but then
eye.
the modifiers, very, very nice. Sucks that you don't know what's going on, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, let's reach towards the pool. Why not?
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? You've already got a parasite in your eye. Oh,
Oh! Ow! That hurt.
maybe it blew up the parasite.
Maybe.
Another step forward.
Fire. That hurts. Got it.
Go figure.
Okay, look at that person.
Dead body.
Dead.
Good. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, after the ordeal, I'd be a little less forgiving as well.
I feel better.
I guess that was the
That healed us.
blue pod there. Yeah.
I thought there was something else in here. The subtle, hey, go this way.
Hello. In a visually complex level like this, I appreciate those little gaming details.
Am I in the hells?
Sometimes it's so hard to even know what you're looking at.
I know.
Always room for more.
I don't even know what these do, but I'm just gonna take them. Hey, there's a brain in the jar.
Brain in a jar. Take the Skyrim approach. Every plate and fork must be collected.
It's a cerebral
Brains.
aquarium.
Doesn't everybody have one of those at home? On the one hand, nice detail. On the other hand, I might not eat for a few hours.
Oh, I can't sit. Darn it.
Brain in a jar.
Brain in a jar.
1,000 years of humanoid history, elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Okay.
1,000 years of faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
I guess that's how the manuscripts work for the mind players, the
1,000
illithid.
years
They
of
kind of like
humanoid history, elves,
telepathically
dwarves,
read.
humans, and more flash behind
Yeah.
your
Might as
eyes.
well just take it.
People to help. This looks like what we call in the business a predicament.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in
During the
expectation.
lobotomy, perception succeeded. You see a
Before
brain.
they return,
Yeah, I know, right?
they return.
For you learning dungeon masters
I
in the
think-
chats and at home,
I think you just like type into your, like if I put in a 1, I think that's a vote. But I'm not 100% sure. Like I think that's how
well,
it works.
I just tried typing 3 and I don't see anything happening, so
Yeah.
maybe not, but
Maybe it's not working. Well, and maybe because
we will
we're
have
also
to.
mods, and that could be the reason why.
Yeah.
All right, so
We'll have to explore that capability in the
Don't leave
future.
from this
Mother
house.
brain.
You know no creature like this.
For those of
One
you at
that is
home
more
being
brain
dungeon
than
masters,
person.
sometimes you don't need a perception check for everything, okay? Just tell the players there's a brain.
You sound afraid. Why?
So many enemies.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because I can see the wrinkles on the side of your head.
I don't know. Do I really want to rescue a brain?
It sounds like a very interesting companion, but I don't know, man. It's the mess and the goo and the.
It would be gooey.
It's got
very gooey.
it's got to drop your charisma by at least 4. You can't just carry a brain in
That's
a jar
true.
around.
You can't. Well, I mean, I already have a brain in a jar in my inventory. So I mean, I assume that. I mean, I could pull this brain out. We could do that. It'd be interesting. That'd be.
I'd be curious to see if the brain is self-aware enough to want to die, because I think you're past the point of saving, tell me what to do. I wonder if it'll be like, yeah, no, this is how you stop
Remove
me.
us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
All right.
Well,
she wants us
you're
to take her out.
You're proficient in investigation, right?
Yeah, let's look at it. Let's just look. We're just gonna look at it.
Yeah.
We're
Look
just
at the
gonna
brain.
Look at it. I mean, you know.
18, big rolls, dirty 20.
Very nice. Just look at it, you know.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
Oh. So that's not
Oh,
good.
yeah. Actually, yeah, I kind of like the idea of breaking the skull. Well, your strength is dumped, isn't it? So maybe medicine makes more sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say, swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the skull.
Because I kind of love the idea of, like, failing a strength check of break the skull and you accidentally, like, snap a piece of bone fragment into the brain.
Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah, let's try to attempt a cerebral extraction. Ooh.
Advantage.
We get
Why?
advantage because we did so well in that previous check.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because we noticed that there was bad things, so it gave us this option to do this.
Nice. That's a cool mechanic.
I'm afraid this guy's not going to be
Oh.
doing that for much longer.
The brain lifts from the skull,
Oh!
but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat.
Does the brain still work?
Could cripple the creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat.
Your dexterity's not all that bad. I mean,
Yeah,
any
but we could-
injuries
we
might
could
weaken
also,
it.
We could also piss it off.
It's just a brain. Come on, we're
Yeah.
drow.
We're drow.
we're
what do we
drow.
care? Yeah.
We can-
it's a brain.
we can be smarter than a
yeah,
brain.
Yeah. Let's do it. Oh shit.
Big rolls. Big rolls, no whammies. PC 15. Let's go. Yay! That's so funny.
Let's go. Here, I'm just gonna stick my thumb in here.
Oh. Gee,
The
That was
creature seems
effective.
unaware of your interference. It relaxes in your hands.
Oh, good.
how do you calm a brain? A
I
book?
don't know.
Oh my. Oh, please be a pet.
Our freedom is ours, friend.
Hey, it's
The
friendly.
creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in
That
recognition.
parasite is gonna need some
We must go to
explanation.
the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
Okay.
I'm down for that. Well,
So, what's at the
The brain
helm?
tenses.
a lot of
as though
options.
querying
Wow.
an unseen
There's a lot of
answer.
ways to say yes and
Do you
no.
not hear it? We will not survive here.
I am willing to listen to the brain pet.
We are needed to leave this realm.
Okay. Sure.
What should I call you?
Yeah, that's actually a fun one.
Us.
We are us.
Okay.
Noted.
Fair enough. Yeah. Noted.
All of you.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Why not? I mean, what else are we doing here?
Although, let's be real, if this was like a realistic fashion, if I watched a brain turn into that, I might attack it on some. Wow, it is a companion. This is
That's awesome.
creepy as.
Awesome. All right. Can we loot this corpse? Sure. There's nothing in it.
Nothing of value.
Is there anything in
We
this
got the
vault?
most about.
There's a mine sanctuary and a brain jar again.
Curious.
Could we put our brain in a jar?
I would rather not.
The walking one, I mean.
Doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything. Oh well.
All right, brain boy, get on my.
Do you know where the helm is?
Can you go here?
I
Thank
have
you.
a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
I'm sure he knows where the helm is.
Let's get going.
All
These
right.
boots have seen everything.
Are these boots made for walking?
Because that's just what they will do. I will say I'm getting a little turned around. Did we not come this way? No, I guess we didn't. Yeah, it's outside now.
There's a bunch of dragons. I don't think so. And imps.
Oh, this thing is still flying?
Yeah.
Can you jump?
Funny thing is, yes, you can.
Oh! How very
Hey,
interesting.
our brain boy made it too.
Nice.
Important
Darkness?
cutscene, apparently.
Autosave.
Oh, I see someone up there.
Abomination.
Oh, it's the important
This
one you
is
told me to
your
pay
end.
attention to.
Yep.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon swing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
My head. What is this?
Oh yeah, because she got
Skvar.
whammied
You
as
are no
well.
thrall.
Yep.
Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. Imps block the path forward. You will assist me in destroying them.
Yes, ma'am.
We must reach the helm before we transform.
Imps are a great first monster fight.
Transform? What do you mean?
We carry mind flayer parasites.
Oh, good.
Unless we escape. Unless we are
That's
cleansed.
so nice to know.
Our bodies
Journal
and minds
updated.
will be tainted and twisted.
The journal will
Days,
remember
we
this.
Will be Geich. Mind flayers.
That would be bad.
You're gonna have to do something about that.
Who are you?
Who am
Is the helm our way out
Your
as
only
well?
chance
I'm
of
curious
survival.
because I am definitely team brain pet more than I am team companion here.
Let's see here. Is the helm our way out of here? It seems like everybody wants to go to the helm.
It is where we might gain control of the Ga'ath.
It's kind of like
Once in command,
if you ever watch
we
Deep
will
Blue
deal
Sea
with our
2,
gate
which I
captors.
partly highly recommend, partly don't. Everyone's always trying to get topside. You can make a drinking
We can
game
do
out of every
nothing
time they
until
say
we
that.
escape.
Gotta get topside.
That must be our priority.
Where are you? I'm going topside.
All right. Well, onward
First,
then.
we exterminate the imps.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we find the helm and take
Aye, aye.
control of the ship.
Aye,
As
aye.
for
Take
that
control of
thing,
the ship.
It will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls.
What thing?
It may be of use in the fight to come.
You mean the brain boy that's probably supposed to be standing there that it just zoomed in on by accident? I mean, I want Blazel up higher. I want her in the front. Oops.
Not now.
My
We
bad.
must go to the helm.
Great, another dialogue scene.
Let's go, my bad. No, I just wanted to control her, that's why. Ooh, I rolled the highest.
Winner, winner.
I'm back!
Nice tutorials for them who need initiative tracker on the top. Always a fan.
so we got a guy
A
there.
lot of movement.
Alright, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay back here. And we're just gonna lob an Eldritch Blast at this guy.
Classic move. Can you undo movement?
No.
Okay.
What else can he do?
I'm not seeing any attack action.
He can only dash.
So he's just gonna
Well,
dash at.
No, he has an attack action. It's just that I couldn't attack on this turn.
Oh, I see, I see.
They're all surprised. Alright.
Get the jump on him.
Let my name be known.
Effective.
Apparently.
Was there a flanking bonus to that?
Possibly. I think there's a way to look, but I don't remember. Okay, there's a guy up there, and a guy down there. Alright, we're just gonna shoot.
I got a fever.
We can shoot
And
from
the
like
only
a mile
prescription
away.
is more Eldritch Blast.
And apparently I just rolled max damage.
There we go. Big, big.
We're gonna action dash.
Best.
Lysel, I think we're gonna have you go over here.
Flattered guide me.
Surround and overtake. Oh, do you have a shot?
Yeah.
Might be part cover. No. Very nice.
Characters in the same initiative next to each other can act on the same turn. Alright, so we'll have him go.
I actually really like that as a mechanic, and if I wasn't terrified of the complexity that would provide to a tabletop game, I would
You
implement it
proved
myself.
surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the helm.
Ooh, hand axe.
Dungeoneering 101, always loot the body.
On my way.
Oh, it's a dead mind flare. Potion of speed and a void bulb, whatever that does. And a light crossbow.
I like the sound of the void ball, but I'm also a little frightened. Ah, inventory management.
We got a light crossbow now. Not that we'll use it, but we got it.
I was gonna say Eldritch Blast.
Well, if you end up screwed, we got something.
Yeah, what like a magic negation field or something.
Yeah. Apparently somebody scored a critical hit. Oh, hey, look, a healing thing again.
Useful. And the nice little LEDs tracking you upward.
Looks nice, though. It's not as cinematic like it was.
Pseudo cinematic. I feel like it has the same graphical quality of some narrations I've heard from other dungeon masters, so I really feel like I'm playing a tabletop game right now. The front of the helm falls off and it literally just like crunch.
I'll lend a hand, won't you, love? There's a rat in the kitchen. 10 red rats. And they're flying and they're clawing.
The mind flayers have already enthralled him. Leave him, or we will share his fate.
Fair enough.
Moving right along.
Oh wait, but there is some dead people here.
That's something you could loot.
Get these vermin out of here!
Is there a statistical difference between the short bows and the crossbows?
They function exactly like
Rats in the flower!
they function exactly like the D&D version.
Gotcha.
So
The loading property sucks. Got it.
yeah, that is the
But the
only
light
thing.
crossbow is one-handed, right?
Two-handed.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
You're thinking hand crossbow.
Oh, right.
Hand
Thank
crossbow
you.
with a D6 has loading as well. Alright.
Miss your mummy. Do you?
Oops, why am I in the
Red
front?
spattle.
Why am I in the front? Get back out of there.
Step 1, retreat. Step 2,
Fire.
Elder Scrolls. That's a pretty cool animation.
Apparently I just killed them in one hit. Aw, we can't get there fast enough.
Just outside range.
Call it good.
Yeah, make them move to you for to attack.
Ah, she
Yes, come on. Yeah, see? The move made a miss.
roll bad.
I hit it
Nice.
There's something funny about the brain immediately killing the thing and then dutifully walking back to you as if it's like, hey master, it's like those like pet cats of like, I caught you a mouse.
I'm a bit peaked, Mum.
I mean, yeah, half
Think
your
I'll
arm
go
is
to
in the
bed
ground.
early.
One way to put it.
Never wanted the easy road.
Take some gold.
Take gold.
Oh, something's happening.
From the yeah, right.
Objective
Lysel's
noted.
going in front.
From the top-down approach, it makes sense that you kind of just see the opening like this, but like it's also weird to imagine like, is it just wide open like this? How is this
To
working?
do.
Istik, back! Touch nothing without knowing its
So what's
purpose.
that say?
She said touch nothing.
How much farther can I go?
You! Get me out of this damn thing!
Oh,
We have no time for stragglers.
What do you mean no time for stragglers? We have to save them. Warlock
course.
Arcana.
of course.
Warlock Arcana option?
We might do that. See if anybody. I don't think we have anybody voting, which is fine. Yeah, we're probably gonna do Warlock Arcana here. Just because we can roll a dice.
Hey, honey. Hey, 19 is nice.
Warding runes. You feel them drawing energy from the console near to the pod.
Are you satisfied? We need to go.
Leave the one. The one must be left.
What?
Oh, even the brain is like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Hurry!
I do like a magically linked console.
Yeah, I mean,
The console appears dormant.
look for a switch, hit it,
It's a
inscribe the
warlock.
Describe the device with the
The
runes that we
console
saw.
hums to life.
Wow, it's so nice that we could just know these things.
Let's just take a look at this console.
Big money on the Arcana roll. Here we go.
It's a flat roll every time because we don't have any bonuses.
Fun.
Because we didn't take it. We didn't take Arcana. Remember?
Yeah. That's what we get for
Nothing
being
in
a
the
dirty
appearance
urchin.
of the device betrays its
It
purpose.
could do
It
anything.
could do anything.
Fuck it. Let's go for it.
Totally do it. Gotta do it.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your
Life
head.
is a resource. Pay it.
Parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Open the pod.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wisdom check of 0. I didn't get
Don't get negative.
I don't have a negative, luckily.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command. And you get to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Fall.
You right, girl?
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin.
A lot of conveniently
Thank you.
trapped companions on
Mind
this ship.
lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude
Am I
is
crazy, or
mixed
does the
with
ship under
wariness.
attack and the pod people both
Because
remind
you
me of
have a
2
gift
things?
with
Like,
Keep dangerous company.
that is fair, Eric. Dangerous company is
Feel
what
that
you need in a
just
fight.
now?
Did you feel it just now? We're in each other's heads. Nah, I'm not worried about that right now. We got bigger problems to worry about.
Fair point.
I've got a
I'm
brain boy.
operating under the
Looks like there's
I'm
plenty
operating
of
under the
fighting
assumption that
ahead.
everybody just
Let me
has
come with
this illithid
We can
parasite,
get off the ship
so
and watch each
yeah,
other's
nothing
backs along
phases
the
me
way.
anymore.
Yeah, I know exactly. All right, let's go on. I'm Tav.
Shadowheart. One moment.
Shadowheart, so edgy.
I know. Hey, what was that?
A stick?
What's
Oh
that?
hey, what's that?
It's
It's a good
nothing.
question.
Enough of this chatter.
I don't trust you. I
We
only
need to
just
get
met
to the
you.
helm. Now. She's right.
Gotta get
Lead
topside.
on.
All right, I guess we gotta get topside. What about all these weird people?
Life flickers
Sacrifice.
in his eyes.
Ooh,
Ooh.
But
only
he seems
most
totally
sacrifice.
unaware of his surroundings.
Yeah, I feel like we're just gonna leave those guys there. That's fine.
Convenient glowing pathway indicating where to go.
Oh,
Needs a key.
Is that an apothecary? Oh, wait. Oh man, see now we're gonna have to find the key.
yeah. Let's see if we
We
can
can't
find
just
the key.
leave anything alone.
We're nearing the helm.
Oh,
Once inside,
Then I'm gonna
do
go
as
the
I
other way.
say.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
We just saved your life, you
King.
ungrateful Shadowheart.
well, we did. Lysel was just like, "Fuck this bitch, let's get out of here."
Okay, you know what? That's a good point. Yeah.
Lysel was just like, "Yeah, you can just leave her. We're good."
You know what? I retract my previous statement. I understand the resentment there.
Can I talk to this guy? Can you talk to him?
Oh, please tell me the brain like interfaces with.
I mean, I was hoping it would, but it doesn't
Alright,
seem like it
what
does.
Ah, shucks.
I tried.
Breathe deep.
Looks like he's just hanging out there.
How many hosts of these gay infected?
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod.
Another one.
She doesn't notice you.
Oh, that's too bad. What's up here? Oh, hey,
There's gotta be a key.
dead lady. Oh, hey, look, a key.
Hey!
Ooh, candle. We might need that.
Might fit that chest.
Could. Should I push the button?
You gotta push the button. Health is a resource.
Health is a resource. We've only got 8 of that resource right now.
Oh, good point.
Oh wait, what did that say? The pod reminds me of Planetscape Torment. I don't know that one. Amazing, I remembered. You got me. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm gonna keep YouTube chat up over there because I'm more likely to see it now. Because somebody's talking on YouTube chat. Let's place our hand on the console. Why not? YOLO. Just kidding. I don't normally talk like this. Let's see here.
You're really getting into character, aren't you?
Whoops.
Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified,
Not the way
this
we
may
wanted
be
that
our
to go.
fate.
This isn't where I parked my car.
Is this to be our fate?
Yeah, maybe not sit in the chair. I mean, we could attack that guy, but I mean, we have a buddy here. Doesn't look like we can recruit him, unfortunately. Alright. I don't think we need to heal, but we'll do it anyway.
Alright, wait, what was in the chest? I zoned
yeah,
out.
that's right. The whole reason we went that way was to check out the chest.
I was like, I didn't lose my mind, right? Like we didn't get the chest.
Totally ill, but definitely in the genre for sure. Oh, thank you. Thank you for, thank you for,
Thanks for the
subbing.
sub.
Yeah, thanks for the sub. Love it. Yeah, we do a lot of D&D stuff here, to be perfectly honest. But we also do, we do this, we do, ooh, runes. What does it say?
This might unlock
Shiny,
those controls
sorry.
next to the pod.
Well, maybe you don't want to do that. It could. Do we really want to unlock the pods now? Let's just leave them alone. We're good.
Yeah, it sounds like a hellish prison riot. I don't think we need that right now.
Yeah,
Assume nothing.
yeah, I'll put her in front just in case something happens beyond this door.
Onward.
But yeah, we do tabletop gaming, we do video gaming, we do game design
Oh, yeah.
discussions, all sorts of cool stuff.
All the things. All the fun things. Oh, hey, look, it's one of our other daddies.
Oh look. Turns out when you snap their horns, they die.
Oh.
That's a cool action sequence, actually, all things considered.
Oh, and there's another one.
Connect the nerves of the transformer. Now.
Okay.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
Man, my initiative is bonkers, apparently. Alright, so I think we're actually gonna do Lozelle first.
Victory awaits.
I haven't figured out why, but like for some weird reason, I don't get any battle music. I don't know why. It's very weird.
Like it doesn't change, or just it's quiet?
It just doesn't start music. It just doesn't.
Huh.
And I don't know if it's just because of my I don't know. I mean, I've got the volume on. I don't think headphones made a difference. Mute sound when inactive.
Yeah, that's just when you toggle between menus, or programs, I should say. What's midnight mode?
I'd imagine like it's just like quiet.
Okay, that makes sense.
Let's see what headphones does. Nothing. Cool.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Could be an early access thing.
Yeah. What do you mean she doesn't have enough movement? She can get there.
It has it.
Just barely.
Oh,
What?
she missed.
95% hit chance.
Yeah, well,
No.
we definitely don't want this guy to come get us. So
No, sir.
it feels like this is a time when we need to start doing this whole thing. And let's hex their strength. And then we'll go ahead and get that sweet Eldritch Blast. All right.
Good distance, good damage.
Was I not close enough to get an attack from chain?
Huh.
Let me see if I
I
can
guess
find
not?
some. Let me see if I can find some battle music on Sirenscape. I guess that's where we're at right now.
BYOM, bring your own music.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see here. Oh, let's do this one. Let's do this. There we go. Now we have some battle music. Yay!
I read Pretty Epic as Pretty Eric, and I thought it was a self-plug.
Okay, she's too far away. I always forget what, like, what can she do?
That's a lot of spells.
She's a cleric. We'll definitely show the faith ourselves.
The bard slept in today. Yeah.
Nice.
Big hit, no whammy. Big hit, no whammy.
Yeah, I know, right? We're definitely gonna dash here.
We need to get out
Good
of here.
miss, good
Definitely
miss.
slept in today. Alright, so me again. Alright, let's get a little bit further in.
Need to find a way forward.
And continue the Eldritch Bombardment.
Absolutely. Get this lesser helper out of here.
Oh, you got it. Nice.
And then let's reapply Hex to strength to this guy.
As a free action.
Yep.
Nice.
Bang. Apparently I incinerated that Hellbore.
Oh, the bang, the bang.
Onward.
Jeez. We're crushing it right now.
Which is not how I thought this encounter was gonna go, not gonna lie. I thought we were kind of outnumbered there for a bit.
That little brain boy's gonna go help.
Of course not enough action.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
Astute observation, myself.
Thanks for noticing.
Ah, he's too far by like barely.
To answer your question, Eric, no, we are not doing this co-op. However, we should, and when we also have more players, because we do also tend to have more than just myself and Howie, we could absolutely make that happen, especially with the full release coming up soon.
Yeah. We will definitely be doing a co-op as soon as possible, but right now we're just kind of... He's watching for now. Let's try one of our little attacks here. Let's try... Ooh, let's try to lacerate this guy.
Kame, miss!
On I go.
Yeah, it will be really fun. When the full release comes out, we're definitely going to do co-op, and I'm hoping we can get more people in it, because that would be sick. Let's see here. She is going to... She's like out of range for everything, constantly. She's just been trying to catch up this entire time.
Just running like...
Hey, I did 1 damage.
Every little bit helps. This is a war of attrition. Flawed. Well, it was only a 35%.
I know you want us to,
Critical
but
miss! Come
We
on.
must take the transponder.
Yeah, is it just me, or has all of the companions given really bad advice lately? Like, leave her behind! Ignore the devils! That's what I'm talking about. That's the big hit I want to see. Oh, nice. Wait, does that mean if he runs away, that's 3 attacks of opportunity, right?
He's just frightened, so it means he has disadvantage on his attack rolls.
Yeah. If he moved, not that he has to, but if he moved, he would have to move away from the source of the spear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we action search? No.
That's a level 2 feature, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Actually, I think Lizelle, or not Lizelle, I'm gonna keep her Sacred Flaming.
Is that a verb?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything's hitting him now.
This is what I like to see.
Yeah, let's go, Mind
Yeah,
Flayer,
21
boy.
damage.
Let's go, Mind Flayer, boy.
These boots have seen everything.
Kick him.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Too many people in the way. Too many people.
Looting in combat.
The priorities must be observed. Good miss, good miss.
Let's see, is there any... It's risky. 40%
And Guiding
chance
Bolt's
to-
got a... Yeah, but that stealing was a nice bit of damage. Come on.
I think it was worth it.
Yeah, I would have taken the shot too. Ooh, that was kind of cool.
Whatever he did, it didn't hit.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it looked cool.
Yeah.
Seriously? An Eldritch Blast miss?
I only have a 40% chance to hit. On all my attacks, apparently.
So it seems, right?
Firebolt, Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame, 40% chance. Firebolt, 25% chance. Alright, Sacred Flame.
What? Yeah. Saved.
Attack him,
I guess
my
that's-
man.
I guess that's where the nice brain, buddy.
Yeah. Right now, this is all just about getting the experience. Nice. Extra 10 damage. Oh. Looks like we got some new guys on the initiative tracker here. I don't know where they are, but I'm going this way.
Eric Pug, the sound
Hurry,
design seems
before
really
they
good
strike.
for this. It's like those small details add up, you know what I mean?
Oh, a bunch more on the initiative.
This is going to be intense. What kind of AoE options do you have?
Heading there.
Level 1? Like 0.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Well, he failed that. I'm just gonna keep traveling with my main character. Because everybody that can do melee is doing melee. Damn it! Critical miss. Yeah, this is what I was worried about.
Maybe you should form up, like, get some ranks going, so those melee guys can kind of hold the line. Jeez, could you imagine that thing dashing at you? The fear. Actually, I kind of want to make that a thing. I kind of want to make an ability for a monster that says, like, you know, as a bonus action, you can dash. Anyone within 30 feet of their destination or their stopping point needs to make a wisdom saving throw, or else be feared at the sight of this thing galumphing at you.
Damn it! I did some damage.
Keep it coming. Keep it going.
So we got Cambions coming in too.
The worst kind.
Well, we're fighting a Cambion right now, but he's just not as high a
Right.
Alright, we need to get rid of these guys. Damn it! She only did 2
It
damage.
causes terror.
Oh, we got another imp coming in. Alright, well.
Bogey 12 o'clock.
I know, I'm like, shit.
And this was going so well just a round ago.
Intruders! They must not escape!
Die! I'm like rolling horrid damage too.
That's the worst part, is like, it's one thing to get the hit, but then to like, just such a low damage roll. It's so painful.
What do I got for...
That's why I've never liked the critical hit rules in 5e, of like, you only get to double the dice roll. Like, I've had critical hits that are weaker than some of my regulars.
Jesus! Ow.
Hey, can anyone in chat spend their bitcoins for advantage? Give us those good old +1s.
I know, right? If only. Well, I dropped concentration apparently.
Did you get hit?
Yeah.
That was
By
good one.
one of the douches that went up there.
Right.
Ow! Can we not?
That was just a rude hit, let's be real.
Are you serious?
This?
Our own guy, our daddy just died. I'm running.
Yeah, You did scum save, right? You did save right before this?
No.
Oh no.
Too bad.
Come
too.
on.
Everything's missing. Yeah, that douche hit me.
Right.
Breathe deep and move.
50% health damage is nice.
Oh, there goes our little guy.
No, not the brain boy.
He's at 26 out of 135. Our Mind Flayer Daddy did not help whatsoever. We did all the work. She's in trouble though. Uh-oh.
Wait, cutscene.
Wait, she just got critted. Is she dead? She's not dead. Okay, good. Phew.
Moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to transponder. I don't know. Here's what you do. You take 2 levels in fighter as fast as humanly possible to get action, sir. Yeah, Eric, this is way early in
Keep going.
the stream on account of we spent a good hour on character creation.
You know, like you do.
Like you do. We also talked a lot about game design right before this, so you know this is very early game. This is first encounter. Minimal spoilers.
They're all running at me now.
Last man standing. Yeah, you.
He decided not to do anything for whatever reason.
I guess.
Oh, you dick!
Oh, come on.
I think with a shovel.
Bro. Improvised melee attack. Watch the shove work.
Nope.
Yeah, because he is all up in your grill.
I know. Jesus.
Yeah. Big surprise.
Let's see.
Yes, yep. Hooray!
Well,
Eric brings up a good point that the NPCs, the creatures inside, are like, we're just gonna whoop them real hard, real early, so they have to to improve their builds.
I know, right? Well, the problem is that normally the Mind Flare isn't useless and it's actually contributing to damage.
Yeah, right. Like that's
For
the
whatever
point.
reason. Where are we? I don't even know where we are.
Time check, almost midnight Eastern time.
No,
for
I mean
those.
like on the map. I'm like, where are we?
Good question.
There we are.
Proceeding.
Oh, like right where we walked in this fight.
Okay. Let's run the simulation again. Let's make this happen. Oh, do we get to see? Yeah.
Every time, right?
Yeah. No way.
Let's see if we can find another waiting music.
Connect the nerves.
Maybe that's the trick. We got Sirenscape has to be on our side.
I know.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
Okay, so she's first. Not helpful.
The additional music. The additional music may be a little bit loud from what chat's saying, but I'm not listening, so I only have to take their word from it.
Let me know if that's better. Okay.
It'll catch up with the stream in a minute, the shift, so we're just gonna keep pressing.
Alright, well she's gonna cast Shield of Faith actually on me this time.
Why? You're in the back though. You're rear artillery.
In case I run into shit like I did last time.
This isn't it's better on the music, by the way. It's not strategy, it's compensating for my own incompetencies.
Exactly.
I know this is gonna go wrong. I planned for it. 95% hit. Let's go. 9. Okay. Hey, kill. That's better. Like. So this is what the game does. It lulls you into a false sense of security with these tiny minions, and then all of a sudden... Come on, it's gotta reach, it's so close! No!
I'd use a dash.
Now.
Yeah.
Light on my feet.
Can I hit it with Hex from this far away? No. That's fine.
In Shadow Dark, you don't have to worry about all this action economy. You just make the action. You just make the action. Just do the cool thing.
Yes. Hey, he did damage to him that time. That's a first.
That's what I like to see.
Got to move.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that guy.
That's a good hit. That's a good hit.
Does 2 damage.
The principle of the thing.
Well, apparently this guy's lot in life is just to run all across the battlefield and not do anything. He's gonna go on that same spot.
On the one hand, from a level design standpoint, it's nice that they motivate you to actually move and explore the space rather than just stay still and attack. On the other hand, running.
Forward.
Yeah, it's mostly because we keep killing things before they get to us.
Okay. Running.
Damn.
Leave him to me.
Here we go.
Well, you died last time, so
We
no.
must take the transponder.
Commander damage sponged. Reporting for duty.
Damn.
Ah, come on. Swing and a miss. Oh, that's gonna be cool. Oh, that was cool. Okay,
And
wait
he
a
got knocked off
minute.
balance.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Nice move.
He's also
nice
off balance,
move.
which will lower his AC, I think.
Yeah, it'll make him easier to hit. It's kind of like flat-footed,
Let's
I think.
pommel him,
In,
too. I was hoping
and it was still a miss.
58 chance to hit.
2 damage.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast. Was that a critical miss?
Yep.
2 or just 1?
Just the one.
Got to
I only have one.
Okay.
I only have one use. Or I only have one beam. Yeah, he saved.
Crush it.
That'd be mean. Actually, can I move over here and like get flanking maybe? We'll find out.
Testing the limits of the game. I will say I have no idea how you could possibly make a level based off of a fajita to go plate. But props. I like it. Kind of like a still life, as it were, in game design.
That is awesome. Ooh, we have another like crossbow, I guess.
Loot the bodies. See, that was still a miss. What was the percentage if you were flanking?
Pull away.
I don't know.
Is that a higher percentage than it has been? Another crit miss.
I'll check and see when she
I'm
attacks.
death.
No, it's not.
Dang.
He must just have like a ridiculous AC. Well, 40%
Gotta
isn't
be.
that bad. Isn't that bad?
No, but it's still hard to hit. Like, that's, you know, you do the math, it's like a 14 to hit.
I've rolled 2
But then
ones.
it's
Forces in the sticks.
then adjusting for your modifier, it's probably like a 16, 17 to hit on a level 1.
Hurry before they strike.
Nope, we just added more guys to the initiative. That's great.
Yep, 3 more to initiative.
Eat it. Kim, what if
I
your
like
legs
this
work?
level. Yeah, you said it tasted really good. You gave it 5 stars. What do you mean? Fajita.
I guess Sticker Flame is the best option for her. Jesus.
Then again, does that mean you just have to go for the minions? Like, now that they've been added to the fight, like, just go for them instead of the big guy? Well, okay, that was a nice fit. But yeah, go for the small guys and then go back for the big guy?
For your spine is mine.
I will. I'll have to. Damn it.
Not a good damage.
No, hard. Hey, you did something.
That was a good one. Induces terror. That was a hefty dash.
Yeah. Or a damage roll. Thanks for coming right
That
up
was
to me,
better.
though. Thanks for coming right up to me, though.
Saved me the trouble of chasing your sorry rear down.
I want that sword.
The flaming one?
It's on fire, and I want it.
Avernus is ours.
It's the simple things in life. Nice hit.
Max damage.
Is that Shield of Faith still up?
Yeah.
Nice.
Really? These guys are here already? It's been like 1 round. You're doing too well.
The initiative is never gonna end.
They're just like, you're doing too well, therefore we have to... Come on!
This is that really immersive feeling you get when you feel like the dungeon master is just throwing guys at you. Like, oh, what? I'm sorry. Were we beating your intricately crafted encounter too quickly, Dungeon Master?
Let's go, 10 damage. Yeah,
That's all it's
exactly.
gotta take.
That's what I think.
The computer is actually an AI and it knows.
Ah, you missed again.
Stop the intruders! They must not escape!
Alright. I want to use her to take out that stupid imp that's being a pain.
Sniper over there? Yeah. Okay, decent hit.
He's saved.
Time to strike.
Can you hit? Oh my god. Lizelle.
No, you can't. That's where the
Lizelle,
sentence
this
ends.
is the problem.
Eric says he saw causes terror in a D100 space recently. It causes an ability roll to avoid missing your next attack.
Seem unreasonable.
It seems reasonable, but I don't know. It's the double negative that's throwing me off. Causes an ability roll to avoid missing. I hate that sentence.
Wait, did he just go next to me?
Yes, and the sniper is retreating to a better hit.
Yeah. Alright. Make you roll the dice. Damn it!
No, that never worked.
Death.
His saves are too good. Wait, didn't you hex him?
Yeah.
What saves are you? Why no
It's
hex
just
save?
checks. And I missed
Checks,
the
not
lacerate
saves.
ability, which is a pain in my ass. I've missed 3 straight attacks. And the Mind Flayer's dead again.
This is why digital dice suck.
Where's disengage?
Dip, dash, help, dive, and dodge. There it goes, yeah.
Can't slow down.
Yeah,
Good
kill
guess,
that guy.
good
That's
mess.
fine.
He's expendable.
Really?
Time to strike.
She's only got a 2 for damage? One shot.
Furnace is ours!
I'm sensing an imbalance.
Damn these imps. I need to reach the transponder.
I mean, I'm there.
Thank you, Eric, for the positive feedback. Hopefully we will get multiplayer going sooner rather than later, and with even more fun than just the two of us.
I hit the other mook.
Zarya will have your head!
You're not close enough to me.
Seems simple enough.
Nana boo boo.
The helm
Push the button!
made it in time.
Oh yeah, the crazy teleporting. Wait, don't we want the dragon's help?
Yeah, we kind of do. But
Oh, crikey. That's not a good look.
I think we have to like pull it. Oh, do we
Yeah,
just
because it's
disappear?
like...
Whee!
what's fall damage in this game? Oof.
I've got 10 health. Don't touch the thingies. I think he's gonna have to.
Yeah, seriously.
I think when you flick them, they do something.
Make a constitution check for Ick.
That's a companion right there. And no,
Oh,
not,
yeah.
not the flying demon lady, the guy.
Oh, wait, what? I got the wrong message.
Alright, now we gotta find other music now, I feel like. see.
Fair warning, it is midnight.
That's okay. I'm gonna do a little bit more and then we'll be good.
Trying to finish the chapter, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, we basically did, but that was the tutorial.
What? There's going to be so much to this game.
Oh, my frame rate's getting angry. There we go.
Kind of imagining the Ewok music going with those drums, though, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I have seen falls on Star Trek's bridges that are more believable than that, but... Oh, wait, okay, I take it back. That was a great smack. Three to the face. Wham! You didn't die. Thud.
Weird.
It's crazy, right?
Crazy, I didn't die. Oh, it's just like the end of Avatar 1.
Yeah, right?
Well, this looks just like hell.
Oh, I see what you did there, because, like, we were just in...
Yep.
Hell, never mind.
Let's move. Can't slow down.
Did I not get enough XP to level up yet? That's lame.
Come on, man.
It's because we didn't kill the freaking guy.
Yeah, you know.
I wanted to. It wasn't for a lack of trying.
No. But now you're companionless.
Oh, who's this? A mangled fisherman. Ooh, fish. Bottle.
Gold. Camp supplies. Useful.
Yes. Oh, hey, look who it is. And somehow she got the benefits of a long rest.
Now that's just unfair. Just take the orb. I don't know what it is. Take the orb and run.
Let people vote for it. All 3 viewers that we have on Twitch, they can vote for it.
Come on, Twitch. I know we got Twitch. I know we got YouTube. How's Kick looking?
Kick? I think it's a couple people. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could have this overlay work for more than just Twitch, but that's
Right.
what it is. Other people can probably vote on the other ones. Like, just tell me what answer you want, and it'll probably be fine.
Yeah, right. Just like we read the chats, but there is a bit of a delay. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of cute, Waker. Yeah, fair enough.
Your reasoning is sound.
Oh, I'm so late. It's just
You're
too late.
alive.
Damn.
I'm alive.
Kind of cute. Waker shakes violently.
How is this possible?
I was hoping you might know that.
I remember the ship.
Great.
I remember
You remember
falling,
having that convenient little item.
then nothing.
Now what?
First things first. We need supplies,
Question
shelter,
mark?
and most of all, a healer.
Spoken like a true
might have
player,
escaped,
not
but we still have
understanding
these
the
little
depths of the
monsters in
Dungeon
our
Master's
hands.
quest.
I know. Dungeon Master, can you have the NPC tell me what I'm supposed to do now? Let's see. She wants to come with us? Do you want...
What happened to your, what is that, girlfriend? Gift friend?
What happened to our gift friend?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend.
Okay.
Looks like she ran off without us.
Oh, well, that's cool. Any
She
idea
took
where
that personally.
You know
No.
where we are?
I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was hell.
So, yeah, I mean, we want her to come with us, I imagine.
We need each other,
Yeah,
and we both know
you know,
what's
the
at
more the
stake.
merrier. Even though she looks, you
Can't think
know,
of better company.
aggro.
All right, let's do it.
One thing, just before
I
we
wonder
go,
what kind of person says no. We
I
part
wanted to
ways
thank
here.
you
Like
again
really? Like you're the
for
kind of
freeing
person
me.
who plays
It
Yeah.
would have been all too
Dragon
easy for you
Age
to
with
run
no
right
party.
past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that.
Oh, you're
Hey,
welcome.
you know
Lead the
what?
way.
Thank you for recognizing that. That was nice.
Yeah, let's see what I can offload on her from the inventory.
Can't afford
I am
to stay
sworn
there.
to carry your burdens.
Looking ahead.
Yeah, she can take this axe.
Yeah, until you can sell stuff.
You can, but you have to like, you have to find somebody.
I always think that's the funniest thing about like the video game
Ready.
fantasy
Whatever it takes.
stories about how you get like just this uber amount of items in the tutorial and first level and no way to sell it
Still breathing.
until much later, and
Despite
it's like
everything.
you're setting me up for failure here. You're like, oh, look at all the cool things you can play with, and it's like 10% of this is useful.
Oh, more dead people. Oh, is that us?
Oh no.
I hope not. Ooh, look, fish and one gold
Put up
piece.
a fight by the looks of it. Not that it mattered in the end.
I was particularly fond of our brain buddy.
Wouldn't wish that fate on anyone.
Ooh, fish heads. Gooey fish heads.
Eesh.
And some more fish. Who's this guy? Oh, he's got a note. What does the note say?
The lore continues. Perfumed letter.
I love you. There I said it. And if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again and again, and keep on saying it until we're old and gray. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so is staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry, and we'll make do with the rest. Don't be late, Anna.
Yeah, once you write in, you know, actual writing, sure, it's risky, but let's go there. You doomed yourself for failure.
Ooh, I see a pack and a book.
More fish? Yeah, thank goodness
Gold
smell-o-vision
apples
isn't
and
here
water,
yet.
actually.
Willy Wonka has not made smell-o-vision for the fish heads.
Ooh, shanty.
Oh, I
And
do
we
love me a
roll
good
with-
shanty.
Okay.
Hey ho,
And we roll,
we'll
and we all
go.
roll with spray on our necks, and we all roll with spray on our backs, and we all roll with the sea under our feet, and the bitch queen stays the storm. Wave mother, lashed us to the prow. Wave mother, we ask to sail your skirt if you